Is dead after a shooting in Lithonia.
An altercation inside a Shell gas station on Hillendale Drive results in gunfire, and DeKalb Police spokesman Blaine Clark says one teen is dead.
On arrival, they found a 17-year-old male and an 18-year-old male shot. Sadly, the 17-year-old died of his injuries at a local hospital.
The 18-year-old is being treated for his injuries. A third person also involved in the altercation is being sought. Anyone with information can make an anonymous call to DeKalb Police. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
3 people are dead and 2 are injured in a 6-vehicle pileup on I-75 in North Georgia. It blocked the interstate near Adairsville for hours this morning. The Georgia State Patrol says the crash involved 6 vehicles, including 3 tractor trailers. One of the big rigs crashed into a car before slamming into 2 other tractor trailers and 2 more vehicles. A Ford Ranger caught on fire. A push in Atlanta to help teens find summer jobs. Today is the 4th annual Summer Youth Employment Program signing day at Zoo Atlanta. Mayor Andre Dickens says it brings together employers from across the city with teens looking for work.
Boy, did our employers in this group project really did show up. We've had more than 150 Atlanta businesses sign on each year.
The companies offer internships to Atlanta's youth over the summer. The city of Winder wins the award for best tasting tap water in the state.
We competed against other cities from the National Georgia Association of Water Professionals, and we came out on top.
Winder Mayor Jimmy Terrell says the city's water will now compete in the American Waterworks Association's national competition this June in Denver, Colorado. It is now 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Checking on a new slow zone in DeKalb, 285 northbound, the outer loop leaving La Vista Road, heading up towards Chamblee-Tucker. Going to see if anything's blocking lanes there. 85 northbound, getting slow out of DeKalb up into Norcross with that afternoon volume filling in there. And we're seeing a new slow zone on the west side outer loop. I think just volume, though. 285 southbound as you leave South Atlanta Road down to South Cobb Drive. And brake lights into downtown, southbound from the 85-400 merge, pretty much getting slower all the way down to I-20. Don't forget, water main repair continues Claremont Road at Briarcliff, at least 1 lane blocked in each direction. Claremont really jammed up in both directions there near I-85. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy with pop-up showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. High 75. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with hit-or-miss rain showers and thunderstorms. High 81. Heating up on Thursday. Partly cloudy skies. High 87.
78 in Alpharetta, 77 in East Point, and in Loganville. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable, radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
I know everybody's waiting to find out what Kim Kardashian said in her big Paris robbery case.
Well, I mean,
people really want to know the ins and outs.
Are you being frivolous with that? Are you saying that she was nearly killed? She was nearly killed. She truly was nearly killed in that.
I think it's more important than the Diddy case. More important than all the cases out there.
I think you're being a little light-handed with it. I mean, wasn't she like knocked in the head, knocked to the ground, tied up?
She was like tied to a chair.
Yeah.
With a knife.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Jared doesn't find that to be very impressive at all.
She says her hands were zip-tied and her mouth was taped.
And he put her on railroad tracks.
And
twirled his mustache.
Exactly. So, I'm not following the Kim Kardashian stuff, but I don't wish them to be pistol whipped, apparently like you do. It doesn't bother me that much. Boy, what are these? I don't know. Maybe a lot of people are kind of like me on this second version of a Trump presidency, where sometimes like he'll do a few things where you go, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden he'll do a bunch of things that seem like just anathema to the concepts that you liked.
Is that a word of the day?
Huh?
Anathema?
Anathema?
Is that a word of the day?
Well, it can be. It's
I don't know
not.
what that means.
It's not. Well, it means just contrary, or more a harder contrary. More like it's anathema to you. It's like, oh, I would never. Well, that's awful. I would
something or someone that someone vehemently dislikes.
Yes. Oh, it's visceral. So
thank you.
And well, you're welcome. And look, it's going to be a twofer because we actually do have another word of the day. So this show is about teaching and teaching and teaching.
Can we do that? Can we do 2 words of the day?
That wasn't the word of the day.
Yeah, that was
just
add-on.
an extraneous word.
That was a word.
Okay, good. Okay, so we are safe.
So, yeah, like the last. I'm not really into I'm going to accept gifts from world leaders and they're going to belong to me.
The devil has offered a new White House and I've accepted.
Yeah, I'd be stupid. Why? Because it's the devil? I don't take a new White House?
I've looked into his eyes.
I'm not a big fan. I'm vehemently opposed to arresting and incarcerating people because they wrote an op-ed. That's certainly not the type of thing that I'm into. And then as the day began, as the coverage began, with him arriving in Saudi Arabia and, just sort of the pomp and circumstance that I know that he loves so much. And they gave him the royal purple treatment over there. And, he's just, he's and I'm thinking, how many deals are you making for us? How many are you making for yourself? I hope it's like 50-50. Then he starts talking about neocons having been wrong in the past. This is from a speech. It's in Slack. I have it. Can we play it from here or there? So he's talking about basically, while I'm the president, America is done trying to go across the world and tell you how you're supposed to build your country. I guess the idea here is, look around. This is a great place. You've done a great job, and it's your country, and I'm not your president. So I'm not coming here to tell you how to do this sort of stuff. I've only read the transcript. I haven't actually heard this, but I have a little bit of it here. And so just as he was pushing me away, it's like
it brings you right back in.
He's pulling me right back in. Every
time they pull me out, they pull me back in.
And it's crucial for the wider world to note this great transformation has not come from Western interventionists or flying people in beautiful planes giving you lectures on how to live and how to govern your own affairs. No, the gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits like those who spent trillions and trillions of dollars failing to develop Kabul, Baghdad, so many other cities. Instead, the birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves, the people that are right here, the people that have lived here all their lives, developing your own sovereign countries, pursuing your own unique visions and charting your own destinies in your own way. It's really incredible what you've done. In the end, the so-called nation builders wrecked far more nations than they built, and the interventionists were intervening in complex societies that they did not even understand themselves. They told you how to do it, but they had no idea how to do it themselves. Peace, prosperity, and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so dearly.
Why can't that be the guy every day? I know tomorrow he's going to,
he's got to make MAGA happy tomorrow.
He's gonna. I think that makes MAGA happy.
Think so?
Absolutely.
Whatever he says makes me happy.
No, absolutely. MAGA is tired of the forever wars. I love anything that I know the people on the top floor of the top intelligence agencies are having a bad day. That I love. And I think that this is the best policy. Now, when it comes to another reason I've been liking him over the last few hours is that the people on the top floors of the top pharma companies are having a bad day. On that one, I'm not so sure on the actual economic policy behind it, but it's we need for the pharma people to have bad days, many bad days. and be brought back down to earth and recognize that this country does not belong to them. It belongs to the people, and we're going to write the rules. And you can decide to do something else for a living if this is not what you like to do. Saw a story today, Big Pharma, as they call it, appropriate name. I think the number I saw was in the year 2024, spent something like $324 million lobbying your politicians. I'm sure just because they wanted to let them know how important the research and development aspect of what they do is. I'm
Absolutely.
sure it was just about bringing everybody in on how we can help humanity. It's important. The pharma companies can't be out there completely motivated by only helping humanity and not have the politicians understand what they're doing. Either they were doing that with the $326 million or just passing around favors so that they could get the laws written for them. Oh, no. They would just spend $326 million or whatever it is in one calendar year lobbying politicians, I'm sure, just to enlighten them on becoming partners with Big Pharma in helping all of humanity. I'm sure that's what it was. I'm sure it wasn't something as cynical as we'd like you to, kind of shepherd these laws into our direction. So it's been a good, 24, 48 hours for me with the Trump administration. And then on the excesses, so far I've had a couple of judges who step up and say, no, you got to let that lady who wrote an op-ed you didn't like out of jail immediately. So I guess we still need all the branches. Congress, we only have two branches now, right? I mean, we have the judiciary and we have the executive. We have a Congress in name only that do nothing. And that's kind of still a problem because a lot of these changes that are being made that I like so much are being done by executive order. If they're not backed up by law, the next president, Gavin Newsom or whoever, could just come in and just reverse them all. So
a bunch of Congress people were sitting around today having a hearing about that executive order and pharma prices, and they weren't too happy about it. I bet you a lot of them get a lot of money.
Oh, do you know how many Super Bowl tickets they might not get for the next Super Bowl?
We got the World Cup coming up, too.
Are you kidding me? And that's all over. You want VIP access and all of that. So that's the other part of what I didn't necessarily care for with this trip with Trump. He's gone to Saudi Arabia. He's got, the Titans are with him. Elon Musk. I guess for better or worse, these people are in charge of the economy. I'd like to change that somewhere down the road. But for right now, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, who's the big AI, doing everything he can to replace your job with AI technology. Who else? Oh, the most important man in the world that most people wouldn't know if he walked right past them on the street. Larry Fink. From BlackRock. We can't just have BlackRock. We got Blackstone. So all of the horrible people are always intertwined with all of this. And I think a friend of ours is there as well. That's all I'll say. So,
Eric?
Well, we're friends, of
What do
course.
you think of the fact that when I walked out on stage to address the Saudis, that I made them all stand while the entirety of "I'm Proud to Be an American" played by the great Lee Greenwood? Don't you think that's beautiful? The entire thing, they had to stand there.
I like that. You force them to be somewhat slightly humiliated.
Exactly.
And so that's
by one of the worst songs ever made, but I love. Absolutely.
You're just saying melody.
Well,
I think it's a nice
pretty
song.
much all of it.
It's not a terror. It's
The
a good
sentiment.
song.
There are
is the
worse
best.
songs.
Sentiment's
Absolutely.
the worst part.
There's that
the best part.
There's that Bajuzzi song or whatever that guy's name is. That's worse.
Oh, Shabuzi.
Shaboozey, everybody in the club.
Yeah. I'd rather listen to Lee Greenwood all night long than
Me
that.
too.
Now, they did bring up a McDonald's pop-up trailer for you as soon as you arrived.
I can't eat that food over there.
What do you mean? It's McDonald's. It's
No. Their food.
Oh, you got to eat McDonald's. I see what you're saying. I would be exactly the same way. Actually, I would just travel with my own food. I'll just say something
Sack
like,
lunch.
hey, a couple people tried to take my life while I was running. I'm just going to have my own food,
We'll
my own
travel some
chef,
frozen fish sticks or
my
something
own
like that.
testers. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, have some Mrs. Paul's. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
or Gordon's.
Yeah,
Gordon's, Mrs. Paul's, both good.
Yeah, I think they were married at one point.
They were. Then they had the divorce.
Terrible.
They had to split the fish empire.
That's right. But you know what? We ended up with two tasty, because as I recall, the Mrs. Paul's had kind of a buttery, sort of more batter in there.
A lot of
little
batter.
more
They couldn't
flavor.
agree on the flavor.
No,
He
that's
caught
what
the
it was.
fish. She battered it.
Yeah, that's right. It really, she was one of the first girl bosses ever. I don't know why she's not celebrated, Mrs. Paul.
She's great.
So,
But I like
yeah.
that, Eric. You would travel with your own frozen food. You got your chicken tendies in there. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
your fish sticks. You're ready to go.
Absolutely. Give some tater tots. I'll go anywhere across the world and make deals. Arbitrate. That's what I do. I come arbitrate. Hold on a second. Give me a whaler. We don't call it that anymore. Well, that's what that was.
They don't
that's-
even have it anymore.
That's what he needs to do. He needs to
Bring back the whaler.
He needs
Executive
an
order.
executive order, and it has to be called the
The
whaler.
whaler. And also for the other company, the McCheddar. The McCheddar was great with the teriyaki sauteed
I
onions.
don't. Oh, yuck.
Oh no, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's the McCheddar. It's you put the cheddar in there.
I don't remember the McCheddar. That must not have lasted very long. Maybe you just liked it.
Well, it had a rye bun.
Oh, well, that's good for
It
you,
was
right?
very tasty.
That was the game
Tim
changer.
Andrews ate a lot of them when he was working there.
Does RFK Jr. Is he okay with the McDonald's rye bud?
They use beef tallow and natural ingredients. I'm fine with it.
Well, you jumped into some kind of, I guess.
It was a creek
Was it-
filled with bacteria.
Yeah, so it's Mother's Day and you're out with the family and they're jumping into the creek because, RFK Jr., he likes the outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah.
And then so he took selfies and put them up. And apparently all the government agencies say you shouldn't swim in that
Well,
creek.
there's a
It's
lot
good.
of bacteria in there, but what I've been doing over the last 25 years is improving my immune system. and that's how you build a better immune system, is to jump into a poison,
Toss the kids in with you.
Right.
Get them started young.
and they get better.
There's probably maybe it's a good idea. Just go ahead and have a bad bout of conjunctivitis at 3. It probably would help your immune system go a good long way.
I love that.
It says here
Teaching your eyes to get better, being eyes.
Yes, right, exactly.
The warning here, it says Rock Creek has high levels of bacteria and other infectious pathogens that make swimming, wading, and other contact with the water a hazard to human and pet health.
So does Lake Lanier.
Oh, Lake Lanier's fine.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the stuff around you in D.C., I was reading about this story. Apparently, like most of the waterways in D.C. or around D.C., they say, don't swim in them.
Well, there is some sort of thing about going into any water by the bay.
Yeah.
Is like you don't go in if it's rained in the last 3 days.
Yeah, so, but this has been
Because
going
it's
on
gross.
apparently for like 50 years, and nobody's decided to clean it up in some kind of
Well,
way?
they
Or
try,
is it
and then
natural?
there's-
It's not like people aren't pouring crap into it or something? I mean, maybe it's just natural. I don't know.
No, I think
the
scraps
thing-
being poured into it.
Okay, because the things that make us sick, they come from nature too. So, I mean, it is possible that certain areas
Too much fish poop.
Yeah, maybe there's too many fish in one place, and they're all
Well, what's weird is
getting it on and going to the bathroom.
You eat
and-
all the
Do fish get
crabs.
it on, or they just swim through the other? They just like
I
something
think
out.
the
They lay
eggs come
eggs.
out and then the
Yeah, they don't even get to have
They don't
fun.
get it on.
Man, fish don't even get to have fun.
some of them might.
Probably depends on the type of fish.
If you're a salmon and you're jumping on those, like up in those waterfalls and stuff, and missing
Yeah.
out that bear's mouth, it's probably
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, I mean, it's not like when hey, I got past him.
You got it.
But they don't get to have the sex fun because the female just like pushes the eggs out in the cloud, and then the male swims through it or something, and that's it. And you get a whole bunch more fish. No fun.
Hey,
life.
what a life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just they don't get to snuggle up.
Yeah, they've never cuddled.
There's
They've
no
never
swim
spooned.
of shame.
The fish have never spooned.
No.
There is no swim
That's
of
so
shame.
sad.
It is sad. And then we we
They've
just
never
pull
had
them out of there.
Christmas either.
No, they never had Christmas, and most of them will end up being cut right in half and filleted. That's not a good thing either.
There are
for
some-
them.
there
For
are-
us, it's great, I guess.
There are some sex fluid fish, believe it or not, that change sex. So they
Oh.
go from. So they were the first.
Yeah, the horse, whatever they call it, the seahorse.
Seahorse.
Oh, so what is that? There's a name for that when you're you can do both.
Asexual?
No. Asexual is when you have no
Oh,
sex
yeah,
with
that's
anything anywhere.
AI says it's a bidirectional hermaphrodite.
There you go. Bidirectional hermaphrodite. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that was it.
BDH.
Well, of course. Of course. So that would be kind of awesome in real life. If you could just kind of like
They're teaching about the BDH fish in our beautiful elementary schools. We're going to get it out. We're going to get it out.
But wouldn't it be kind of awesome? And now it comes with brain change too, right? So everything. So things that you like. So if you walk into a club and you go, okay, well, the girls in here are much better looking than the guys, and then you're a guy. Yeah. But if you walk into a club and you're like, I don't know, man. A
lot of cows in here.
A lot of divorcees, but dudes are looking good. That would be what's that called again?
Bidirectional hermaphrodite.
We need a catchier name for it.
Well, I think he just gave
ACDC.
Yeah. What about those who swing both ways? ACDCs.
Yeah, well, I know, but that's a different thing. You stay the same. In this, I become something different. On the spot, magically. Boy, these seahorses, they've got the life, don't they?
The men give birth to babies.
Floating around. Like it looks to me like seahorses, like they look like they can't. Can they even swim? They just drift.
Yeah, they've got little wings.
Yeah, they got little.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they don't seem to. They kind of like push around.
Yeah, like they're probably just.
They like hump around.
They're like food. They're like food.
They're humping more than they are swimming.
That's the problem.
They are able to use their little tail to hold on to things. That's what they use their tail for. They grab on to like what I guess
stick.
the under or stick or something.
I got me a stick. You think the seahorse with the stick is like the king of the hill?
Yeah. Don't come around me.
He's got a stick. Where can I get a stick? And then all of a sudden, like for a week, that seahorse is the seahorse. And
He's
then
the king.
Then like a week later, somebody else shows up with 2 sticks. Oh, how did you do that?
How did you wrap your tail around both sticks?
No, he's balancing one on his head. This is the king of the seahorses.
And then a clam eats both of them.
And you're pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
What do they? They probably like have kids like every 4 days or something. Who knows? Aren't they there just to feed everything else?
Pretty
Some of
much.
these things are just there to
Seahorses?
feed. Do they? I don't know. People eat them, right? Not people. I
What's
mean,
the point of the seahorse?
Something down there is eating it. I would
Where
imagine.
did the seahorses even come from?
In the back of the comic, when I was a kid, there was
dinosaurs?
the dad seahorses would
Sea
have
monkey.
they had a those are sea monkeys.
Yeah.
Sea monkey.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the sea monkeys. The dad would
Which
wear
are shrimp.
Would wear a crown. The dad would wear a crown
And
in the family.
they would fly kites and they would go
Yeah,
camping.
it was so much fun. I wanted to live down there with them.
The mom looked kind of hot.
Yeah,
The queen.
I was King Seahorse, sea monkeys doing pretty well.
Yeah.
They're like watching TV.
Huge family,
Yeah.
almost as big as Musk's.
Look like they're having not quite as big as Musk.
Yeah.
So yeah, Musk is over there with and that guy Sam Altman is there. They hate each other. So you think Trump got together with Elon and
You sit
Sam?
next to each other and
Come
work
on,
it out.
now, come
Hold
on,
hands.
Work it
come
out.
on, kiss him.
I don't want to kiss him so much.
Yes, him.
We'll share the same prostitute when we get to Abu Dhabi.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, there's always a mixed bag, but I love the words that he said, and I'm gonna play them again. I love them so much now because the reason I'm doing this, I love these words so much because tomorrow he's gonna do something that's gonna.
We're gonna bomb Riyadh.
And it's crucial for the wider world to note this great transformation has not come from Western interventionalists or flying people in beautiful planes giving you lectures on how to live and how to govern your own affairs. No, the gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits like those who spent trillions and trillions of dollars failing to develop Kabul, Baghdad, so many other cities. Instead, the birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves, the people that are right here, the people that have lived here all their lives, developing your own sovereign countries, pursuing your own unique visions and charting your own destinies in your own way. It's really incredible what you've done. In the end, the so-called nation builders wrecked far more nations than they built, and the interventionists were intervening in complex societies that they did not even understand themselves. They told you how to do it, but they had no idea how to do it themselves. Peace, prosperity, and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so dearly.
I don't care how deeply he sniffs. As long as he's saying stuff like that, I'm with him. I heard a rumor that
It's not sniffing. It's like breathing in through his teeth.
he has a problem. He has some
Keir
kind of-
Starmer gave me some really good cocaine.
Yeah, you know.
No, remember the snake thing? He's always had this.
Yeah.
He has when he's delivering. There's Yeah. So he has. Some nights if I try to sleep on my side, I'll get like this. I just can't breathe through my nose. There's certain nights where I just have to stare at the ceiling. It only happens every once in a while. Maybe it's like slight light allergies or something like that. I don't know. But I can relate to that. So listen, there's a lot of things I disagree with, but as long as the people at Big Pharma and the intelligence agencies and the neocons are having a bad day, Eric Von Haessler is having a good day.
Dave Baker here. If the temperature inside your house doesn't fit with the temperature outside your house, you need to call Coolray Heating and Cooling. In May, you can get your HVAC system tuned up for only $79, or you can get up to $2,250 in rebates with the purchase of a complete Carrier comfort system, plus get free attic insulation. For comfort that lasts all year, visit Coolray.com to schedule your appointment today. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. That's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Hi, I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks. They've built their reputation on quality craftsmanship and honest pricing, and I've seen firsthand how they put customers first. That's why I proudly certify them for windows, doors, siding, and decks. And with ABC's 3-way warranty, which includes my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
Spring is the perfect time to update your home, and America's Best Choice makes it easy with these spring specials. Highest quality, energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. Take 10% off a new deck and create the outdoor oasis of your dreams. Enhance your home's curb appeal with limited time spring pricing on siding and doors. No pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com today to schedule your free consultation. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story, Gwinnett County Police search for a killer.
Currently, his whereabouts are unknown.
Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says they're looking for 39-year-old Frederick Taylor of Lawrenceville. He's wanted in the killing of 35-year-old Tiffany Trim of Snellville, April 30th at a home on Hillsborough Drive.
They've taken out felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during commission of a felony warrant against Taylor.
A child in the home called 911 to say there was a fight between a man and a woman. DeKalb County police are investigating a shooting at a gas station on Hillendale Drive near Lithonia that leaves a 17-year-old dead and an 18-year-old injured. Police are searching for the shooter. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta may rule a Texas-based group used mass voter challenges to violate the Voting Rights Act prior to Georgia's dual U.S. Senate runoffs in 2021. In court today, a lawyer for the nonprofit True the Vote argues they did not intimidate voters.
Mere inconvenience, merely having to show a bill showing that you reside at a certain address is not sufficient to create reasonable intimidation.
But one of the judges hearing the case today says a lower court committed legal error in its ruling, finding no violation of the Voting Rights Act. Residents and advocates demand DeKalb County stop sending out water shutoff notices until a new income-based water affordability program takes effect July 1.
I am a mother doing everything I can to provide a good home with clean water for my children.
DeKalb County resident Brandy Knox among those speaking out today. Earlier this year, DeKalb County voted to hike water and sewer rates 10% over the next 10 years. Microsoft is cutting 3% of its workforce. The maker of Windows and Word says the layoffs will affect employees across all levels of the company. On Wall Street today, the Dow is down 155 points. S&P is up more than 1%, and the NASDAQ is up almost 2% on the day. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, Alex Williams.
Few trouble spots on the Atlanta's bypass, Bill. We have a stall, looks to be in the second right lane, 285 eastbound, the inner loop heading into Doraville, right around Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31, already slow back into Dunwoody. In Cobb County, right lane crash, 285 southbound, the outer loop, just past South Cobb Drive, exit 15. You're already slow back before I-75 near that Chattahoochee River Bridge. And in Norcross, we got a crash. It's in the HOT lane, 85 northbound past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit number 99. Those brake lights stretch back to 285 as well as slowing those 285 ramps to I-85 north. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Sunny skies today, though pop-up showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon and evening hours. High 75, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few hit-or-miss rain showers. High 81. Drying out on Thursday and heating up. Daytime high 87.
Right now it's 80 in Duluth, 77 in Vinings, also 77 in Hampton. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Just a word of wisdom from your friend Mark Aram. A damaged roof doesn't always lead to an entire roof replacement project. As a full-service Atlanta roofing company, my friends at Dr. Roof offer comprehensive roof repairs that will lengthen the lifespan of your existing roof and ensure that it will continue to protect your home as it should. It's storm season. Get peace of mind from my friends at Dr. Roof. They've been in business for over 35 years, and Dr. Roof offers up to a 5-year warranty on roof repairs. Get all the info online at drroof.com.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now?
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year, but when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher. And when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. And that's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. And join us for Retire ATL, Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Some things get better with age, but not your home siding and windows. If your house is showing its age and needs a facelift, it's only going to get worse. New siding and windows are the perfect fix. Dave Baker here for my siding and window experts, Nelson Exteriors. With Nelson Exteriors, you choose the window that's right for your home and budget from many top-rated manufacturers like Anderson and MI. And Nelson is a licensed and insured James Hardie Elite Preferred Siding contractor. For unmatched quality and craftsmanship, Google Nelson Exteriors.
That's right. That's why I'm so happy.
I did see my first 2026 ad today.
For the midterms?
Yeah, for the midterms. Buddy Carter, I saw his ad today on TV.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Buddy Carter, is he running for governor or is he running for Senate?
Senate here in Georgia.
So, is he running for Senate or governor? I want to make sure I'm not
almost
saying...
positive.
Well,
let me double check.
Almost positive is not quite positive. We are the mouth of the South, for heaven's sakes.
That is what almost means.
Yeah, almost means maybe.
Maybe
sort of.
positive.
Senate. Okay, he is running for the Senate. Now, isn't this the guy... I can't judge his whole career. But isn't this the same guy, the goofball, who just recently said he wanted to change the name of Greenland, tried to introduce a bill in Congress to change the name of Greenland to Red, White, and Blue Land?
That is correct.
You see, maybe that helps you, but with me, you'll never get my vote after something that goofy.
It's not serious.
It's just not. It's like, oh, I want a senator who's already proven to me that he just wants to kiss the president's rear end. Because that's all that is. Buddy Carter never thought for half a quarter of a second that this was actually going to be picked up and passed, and one day every American refer to Greenland as Red, White, and Blue Land. But I'll tell you what radar he did pop up on. The one right there, Pennsylvania Avenue. The only one, Buddy Carter, wasting people's time. It takes a little time and money to, try to put some bill out there, get some legislation started. Total waste of time. It was for one thing. Get the attention of that dude in the White House. Hey, that's good. That's good constituent service. What
That's
area?
A good use of time.
It certainly is. What is the area that Buddy Carter represents in the House of Representatives? I'd like to know because I want to put together exactly what that Red, White, and Blue Land thing for renaming Greenland. What did that do for any single constituent? I mean, even if it had gone somewhere and passed, which Buddy Carter knew before he started the whole process, that was never going to happen. But you know what I am, ladies and gentlemen? A patriot. Yeah, I'm a bigger patriot than you. That Eric Von Hessler says he's a patriot. He's laughing at the idea of calling Greenland Red, White, and Blue Land. Can you believe that, people? Can you believe this guy probably is a communist?
He's District 1, by the way.
Yeah, District 1. Is that the most important one? That's
Eric,
the one at the top?
Southeast.
The southeast of Georgia?
Yeah, so it's like Savannah, Brunswick, Waycross down
Like
there.
I say, I know nothing else about Buddy Carter other than this, so maybe he's done some good things. I find it hard to believe, yes?
Well, even I think it was pretty stupid.
Oh, thank you. It's pretty
I
obvious.
know that's shocking.
Yeah.
But it is very, very, it was dumb. It's Greenland now, Greenland tomorrow, and forever.
It's just going to be a wholly owned American subsidiary
Well,
called
we hope so.
Greenland.
Right.
You know.
Well, you know, Trump, his first name is Earl, actually. Buddy's his middle name.
Yeah, I didn't think he was born a buddy.
You didn't?
Nobody's born a buddy. A dog, maybe a dog, but
nobody's born a buddy. That is true.
I mean, certain trailer parks, maybe.
Like Buzz? Yeah, no, it is true. Buzz. That's another one. Most people aren't. People have the name Buzz.
I'm gonna name him Buzz.
It's possible.
After Buzz
Nowadays,
Aldrin.
I feel like with all the weird names,
Yeah.
people have like X's and Y's everywhere.
You
in
know,
their
it's funny. We talk about the weird names. We have the Elon Musk weird names going on. We've all, there's the Key and Peele thing with the college football players on this. But I'll tell you something. I was watching. Sometimes when I go to sleep, I try to watch like a 15 or 20 minute like essay. And so I really wanted to know everything about the whole Julius Caesar thing, how it all went down, exactly what happened, and how he got killed. And let me tell you something. The college football players that were parodied by Key and Peele have nothing next to these Romans in their names. Those were some of the goofiest damn names I've ever heard in my entire life.
Thaddeus, Julius, Thirtius.
And so yeah, it's like, okay, these were the dumbest names of all time. There's nothing, no one could compete with some of the names, just the names that were surrounding, that were involved, that were in that room in the Senate chamber when they murdered Julius Caesar. Just those guys.
What were their names?
Well, I can't remember. I'm going to sleep.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember them off the top of my head, but we can pull them up. There were, I believe there were 60 senators involved, but only 20 or 30 took part in the...
That's a hell of a stabbing. 20 people?
Well, it was 24 stabs.
That's
and they say only one killed him, so these guys were...
Brutus.
Yeah. By the way, he never said et tu, Brutus. That was
That's from
That was
Shakespeare.
Will Shakespeare. But he did say something like that, apparently.
You jerk.
Like, what the heck?
Because
What about-
most of these people, apparently, were people that he had forgiven for, they had kind of been against him in the past. He brought them back out of exile. A lot of them were kind of like he was the patron for their rise through power. But he was beginning to act too much like a king, apparently. Yes?
You've got Gaius Cassius Longinus.
Gaius.
Gaius.
Come on, it's funnier if you say
I know,
that.
but it's Gaius.
You've got
It's still Gaius.
Gaius.
Is that where Guy comes from?
Minucius.
Minucius. Come on.
Publius. Servilius.
His name is
Ascalongus.
Publius Labia. It's right there. It's both.
My point is made.
Those are great names. Those are
That's
strong
my-
names.
my
He's a
point-
Write those down, Jared.
My point is made that no matter how stupid our names are today, they cannot
Pubius.
compete. Obviously, it was a great
Pubius
scene
fight.
in Life of Brian about that, which we cannot repeat here
No.
because
Oh.
that F.
Because
Yes.
Richardus.
So don't worry about it. If anybody makes fun of you, what you're naming your child, know this: it's not as stupid as what the Romans were naming their children.
aren't the two most common names for last year? I think it was Olivia for women.
Yeah, we're
and then
going old
men,
school.
Liam
For
I think
women.
for men.
Yeah, Liam is kind of
For
cool.
young girls and young boys.
For boys
Excuse
and
me.
girls.
Excuse me.
Yes, women. Yeah,
I'm
nobody's
naming this woman.
nobody's
Baby
born
woman.
a woman.
Women are naming the or children primarily.
Well,
What are you
hopefully they're
saying,
doing it with their
Jared?
partner.
What are you saying?
Hopefully they're doing it with their partners. That's now we call everything's called partner now.
Yeah, we have a law firm and we're married.
Yeah, it just annoys the hell out of me. My partner. Why can't you just say my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, my girlfriend? Doesn't that work for almost every configuration of how you identify?
It's not inclusive.
How is it not inclusive?
Because it just isn't.
if you're
Well, because there is something, I guess, that has to do with property when you talk about a wife. And
what?
So, well,
why is it my part? That is like
we're partners together.
I want to live in a world where words have bite. I want to live in a world where words can cut right through something. I don't want to live in a world where we're partners and we're globular. We're gelatinous. We're gelatinous. We're
seahorses.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I want
We
words.
exchange sexes at will.
I want words that mean something, and anything that means something is going to probably maybe upset somebody. But I want to live in a world. I want to live in a world where people are upset. Oh, we're partners. Oh, now, does that change anything? No, but we talk about it differently. Since the word partner came in, is there less domestic violence? No, actually, it's up. So we're having no effect whatsoever, but we feel great.
Well, both
Maybe
we
it's
feel
you
great.
not doing it. It's your
Me?
fault. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
That's
I'm not.
why the domestic violence is up.
This is why.
It's because you yell at people who say partner.
There is a thing. There is a
Why?
thing
It's your fault.
that I don't do that does help with domestic violence not going up.
Oh,
I don't strike my wife at
That
any
is
time.
very brave.
I've never physically
Wow.
assaulted
There's a
my
lot of
wife.
strength.
I don't-
You know?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And you should see the stuff she does.
And how do they feel about it?
Huh?
How do they feel about you being a good partner at home?
She, my wife, has stuck with me for 38 years.
We're
So
gonna
my
get
guess the proof is in the
Without
pudding.
the threat of violence.
George dumped that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get canceled. He
Are
said
they,
she.
Are they cisgendered? Your partner?
My wife is identifies as female.
Okay.
We have
Have
a,
you asked her?
Well, I've asked her. Listen,
Maybe
you're
you're
just
identifying.
assuming,
Yeah.
I'm just assuming. Like for 38 years, she never decided to speak up.
Don't gender
never
shame her.
asked.
You know,
Why didn't you tell me? You never asked.
my wife would tell you if you ask her, she would say, "I'm his wife and he's my husband." That's what I don't understand. Like even so, if you're gay, boyfriend or girlfriend, it still works. Husband, wife, it still works.
What if you're both bi-directional hermaphrodites?
Then you live under the sea.
Bi-directional.
Doesn't count. I don't believe
Oh, that's the seahorse thing.
yeah,
I forgot.
maritime law.
I learned
You're suddenly
something
going
today.
into maritime law at that point, and I don't think that it
What are
holds.
the maritime law rules about asexual?
There's a whole section. There's a whole. Well, there's a clause in there
Okay.
about asexual undersea
Triton is the
beings.
judge.
And their
They've-
rights, which they have as the same rights that all other seahorses have.
And they refer to each other as partners, by the way.
They
Those
refer
sea-
to each other as
Seahorses do,
Mr.
for
and
sure.
Mrs. Seahorse.
On On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you
serious?
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
This is Scott Slade. If your air conditioning system isn't running just right, let me share what I know to be true about Ragsdale Heating and Air. Great people, many with the company for 10, 20, even 30 years. And if you need a new system, take advantage of up to $1,700 off a new Carrier home comfort system. And it comes with Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale's the name I know you can trust for plumbing, electrical, and insulation, too. Schedule your visit online at ragsdaleair.com or call them. Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust.
It's your money. Get it sooner. All you need is direct deposit with a checking or savings account at Coosa Valley Credit Union. This is Andy Harris, president of Coosa Valley Credit Union. Not only can you get your money sooner, but we believe in kinder banking where you deal with real people in person. So come see us.
That's your garage door. Almost broken, but technically not broken yet. And you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So you don't fix it, 'cause it ain't broke. And it gets worse. Until one day, 2 a.m., raining alligators, carload full of dry cleaning, you push the button, and out of nowhere, guess what's broke? Your garage door. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A garage door that's almost broken can actually do more damage than one that's fully broke. Jammed up parts put an extra strain on the motor. Rollers out of whack stress the tracks and the belts. Fix it early while it's still a simple repair and before your car gets locked out or locked in. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. Because if it's almost broke, you fix it.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
A DUI conviction could cost you your career, threaten your way of life, and even compromise your future job prospects. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. With all this on the line, trust only the best. George Stein, the DUI lawyer. Go to georgestein.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. Now, that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
All right, entertainment update. EVH entertainment update. And that means the entertainment that EVH is actually experiencing. So last night, I finished season 2 of The White Lotus.
Yay.
And I just want to say, if it is true that this guy, Mike White, actually writes everything, I mean, sometimes it'll say one person, there are other people around, and they don't. I don't know.
Watch the credits. It says right there.
No, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. If it's true that he wrote everything and directed, this guy is a genius. I mean, that is storytelling like you just don't get. And it's what's great about it is not on the nose. So much of what screenwriters and the stuff that we see and all the stuff people complain about, it just shows its hand. It's ham-handed, and it's on the nose. It's like but the great thing about this kind of storytelling is you watch the whole thing, and obviously at the moment it ends, there's enough inside of your head where you go, oh, wow, that was unbelievable. But there are still puzzle pieces to be picked up later. And we don't have enough of that anymore, where something is over and you can sit there and think about it and go, oh, that first scene when the guy said this to the, why'd you bring, oh, you brought your assistant? Like, that's all I'll say. It doesn't spoil anything, but just great writing like that. And I applaud it. It's just fantastic to see stuff like that. If it's true that this guy's, I have no doubt that he's directing all of it, but sometimes with the writing credits, there's a little game that goes on where people get paid, and part of being paid is that they're not recognized with a credit. I'm not saying that's what's going on here. I don't even expect that's what's going on here. But if this guy, Mike White, is writing all of this stuff basically by himself, it's ingenious stuff. It really is. It's storytelling at another level.
Welcome aboard. I'm so glad that you're watching this series finally. You love it. I knew you'd love it.
And now I have that weird thing when you're watching a series and you're trying to get other people to watch it, and they just like push back, and you go, I want to have a conversation with you about this.
It's difficult for people to get involved. I talked to a couple people when it first came out that were like, I didn't like the first couple episodes, and I'm like, it's because they build. It's a slow burn.
I got to say, that wasn't my thing at all. There's so much to like about it, just in terms of, just the editing. I'm a big fan of stories that follow a bunch of different characters, but it's hard to do. And editing is a large part of it. Plus, this is a tradition, actually, if you think about it, that goes back in movie making, in cinema terms. And I know this is on TV, but that's where the good stuff has gone. The movies stink.
Basically,
and the good stuff is on in series television now. But this kind of storytelling, it got me thinking about the movie Grand Hotel, which was 1932, and was one of the very first, if not the very first, really great talkie from Hollywood. And it's an obvious setup, right? You're in a hotel, a bunch of people are there, so you could tell a bunch of different stories. So it's been done a lot. Neil Simon was it called Plaza Hotel or something like that? He had his. So it's the kind of thing that's been done quite a bit, but the way that it's done is great. And I don't understand why people wouldn't like, I was immediately drawn toward the lighting, the direction, the editing, the acting.
Some people just don't have the attention span, Eric. That's
a problem.
And that's ridiculous, because even in the beginning, I'm invested in these characters already.
It's a put your phone down show.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I loved about it too. That's why there are still pieces of the puzzle that you can put together at the end of a season, because they're not writing this show. Unlike like what was that called? The Electric State, or what? These movies that are being made by Netflix, where the idea from the boardroom start is, we assume people will be on their phones while this is going on in the background, or we assume in the middle, mom's going to get up and go check how something's going on, how the kids are doing, or if the food is whatever. And so we want to have the characters keep on repeating what the motive is, what the goal is, why are we here, over and over again, so that you can walk around second screen. You can't do that with The White Lotus. Now, on one hand, it makes me feel sad because it confirms what we know. Attention spans are becoming so short that no good art can get to an awful lot of people. But The White Lotus is a hit. People love it.
Season 4 is already ready to go.
Well, that's fine. I gotta do season 3. Matter of fact, I liked it so much. I had enough time to go ahead and roll over and start season 3, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to sit and marinate, and just process that whole thing. I could not believe the way they nailed the ending, especially since they part of it is they kind of show the hand at the very beginning both seasons, they kind of start out showing you that there's this result. And you got to kind of go through the whole thing with everybody. But just brilliant. I will say this. I don't need the little shock scenes. I don't need the, oh, that's out. I don't need that. But that's kind of the coin of the realm, right? In streaming, the Game of Thrones, somebody had to die in some kind of ridiculously bloody way. I mean, it's just part of it. So I can do without that because the storytelling, but who cares? With everything else being so perfect, so well done.
Now do The Wire.
Well, I'm not done. I got to do.
I gotta do The Wire.
That's season 3.
People tell me The Wire is the greatest thing ever. I'm going to do The Wire, but I got to do season 3. And my son and his friends introduced me to the first episode of Andor from the first season.
There you go.
So I think after season 3, it's going to be Andor, and then and then I probably won't watch anything for a couple of months.
What's so good about series like the White Lotus is you're so invested in it, and when you watch it, it just feels like one 8-hour movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that about
and
that.
it's not so super long. Succession is great, but when you look at it, it's like, ooh, 4 seasons.
A couple seasons they phoned in.
There's 800 hours, The first season was 6 episodes. The second season was 7. I don't know what the third is. But and I've already seen like 1.5 episodes of the third season. That's why I went back and looked at it. But anyway, we talk about how crap, so much slop. It's nice to got to take a moment and applaud something that is just unbelievably well done. If that guy's writing and directing all this stuff, he's just a genius.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people pay to share their opinions, and this ad plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
When it rains, it pours right into your crawl space, and that creates that musty smell and dangerous mold growth under your house. Meteorologist Christina Upwards here for American Crawl Space Solutions. Make the smell and the water go away and stop the water from coming back. Call American Crawl Space Solutions. They're experts at keeping your crawl space dry and preventing the mold from growing in your home. Give them a call today.
American Crawl Space Solutions. Foundations too.
City of Hope, a place where seemingly impossible blood cancers become treatable, curable. With more than 19,000 bone marrow transplants performed, we're the largest and most successful program in the U.S., making major breakthroughs in treating leukemia, lymphoma, and rare blood cancers, personalizing a treatment plan right down to your DNA. Now the experts striving to make the impossible a reality are closer to home. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Beaver Direct Certified, providing the highest quality vehicles at the very best prices. Every vehicle undergoes rigorous reconditioning with an industry-leading 12-month, 12,000-mile certified warranty. Visit us at BeaverToyotaCumming.com and see why everyone loves Beaver Direct.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, a federal appeals court in Atlanta hears arguments today in a voter intimidation case in Georgia.
An attorney for voting rights group Fair Fight says the mass challenges to the vote mounted against some 365,000 voters were not only the largest in Georgia's history, but a history of voter intimidation repeating itself. Attorney Jake Evans argues they didn't intend to intimidate, but 11th Circuit Judge Federico Moreno was skeptical.
Come on, they're duking it out. We got to make sure we don't have people from other places voting. We want to intimidate them without using those words. Wasn't that the purpose of it?
Well, that was not the purpose at all.
No word when the panel will rule. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
79 degrees in Atlanta, watching for pop-up showers and storms through this evening. When does it dry out and warm up? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. All new at 4 o'clock, Atlanta's police chief is asking judges to do their part to drive down crime. WSB's Steve Summers reports live with how bad the problem is getting.
Yeah, Bill, Chief Darren Shearbaum showed graphic after graphic of criminals with lengthy arrest records who just keep getting out on bond. One guy had 21 arrests, another 37, another 28. A fourth has 26, all with convictions. The chief says it's time for judges to say the buck stops here.
It is concerning that individuals that have a track record and extensive criminal history are being allowed to return to offend again.
Chief Shearbaum's comments came during a roundtable on the latest crime stats for the city. They show murder down 23% in the first 4 months of 2025 from the same time last year, and vehicle theft down a whopping 41%. Rape is up 24%, and crime is down 11% across all categories. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
Police reveal a suspect's name in a Gwinnett County murder 2 weeks ago.
It was some sort of domestic dispute that apparently led to the murder of 25-year-old Tiffany Trim of Snellville last month. Gwinnett Police Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says they're looking for a man from Lawrenceville.
The homicide unit has identified Frederick Taylor, 39-year-old from Lawrenceville, as the suspect in this homicide on Hillsborough Drive.
2 juveniles who live in the home the victim was visiting called police and were not injured. You're asked to call police with any information about Taylor. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
DeKalb County police are searching for a killer. WSB's Graham Carroll reports a teenager is dead after an argument leads to a shooting at a gas station in Lithonia.
DeKalb police responding to calls of a person shot arrive at the Shell gas station on Hillendale Drive to find there are 2 injured male teens, one of them fatally. The deceased victim is 17 years old. An 18-year-old was wounded and is being treated at a nearby hospital.
Police are searching for the third person who was involved. A man accused of trying to kidnap a girl waiting for a school bus in Cobb County is under arrest. Police say 39-year-old Saren Kennedy of Mableton tried to take the 12-year-old girl on Riverside Parkway. The girl told her school counselor what happened, and she was able to give police a detailed description of the suspect. Kennedy is now charged with attempted kidnapping. DeKalb County residents are demanding water shutoff notices stop going out.
Earlier this year, the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners voted to increase water and sewer rates by 10%. Measures were put in place to protect low-income residents. But despite that, shutoff notices are still being sent out. Brandy Knox among the residents who's gotten them.
I received a water bill for more than $18,000, an amount that does not reflect my household's actual usage.
Now DeKalb County residents are saying those shutoff notices need to be halted until a new income-based water affordability program takes effect, which is July 1st. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
The NFL announces today there will be 7 international games this upcoming season, including the Falcons playing the Colts in Germany. The game on November 9th will be played at Olympic Stadium in Berlin with kickoff at 9:30 a.m. Atlanta time. It'll be the NFL's first regular season game in Berlin. The Falcons' full schedule will be released tomorrow. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Watching the brake lights, 285 southbound, the outer loop on the west side, starting pretty heavy right around I-75, getting down to this crash. You're trying to get it out of the right lane just below South Cobb Drive, exit 15. Better news in Dorville, the stall that was in the second right lane, 285 eastbound, the inner loop Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31. That just moved off to the right, but you're slow from Georgia 400. Both 285 ramps slow, trying to ramp onto 85 north there in Spaghetti Junction. Just had a crash north of Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99 in Norcross, clear out of the HOT lane. How are things looking through downtown Atlanta, Andrew Seco?
The usual stacked impact we see this point in the afternoon. Alex, northbound looking A-OK, but once you hit I-20, you're all the way up towards
Midtown with the delay, southbound trouble starting just south of 400. And look out for trouble on the shoulder. You'll see the flashing lights right when you hit the Grady curve passing Freedom Parkway. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with scattered rain showers and a few rumbles of thunder moving through. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 81. Thursday, partly cloudy, heating up with a high of 87.
Storm tracker radar showing only some spotty shower activity right now around the metro area. 79 in Roswell, 77 in Powder Springs, and 77 in Union City. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. You got an open mic, and then we'll move on to What's the Buzz.
Yeah,
Did we get a new What's the Buzz sounder yet? I was promised by my aging young producer.
Aging young. All
Yeah,
right.
I think that's appropriate. Aging young producer, Jared Yamamoto, that we would very soon have a new sounder for What's the Buzz.
Well, the great Ronnie has been out on assignment.
Is she doing magic now?
She is.
The great Ronnie.
The great Ronnie.
Just have Autumn do it.
You know,
No,
I
I want Ronnie.
I want Ronnie.
I don't play these games.
Give me Ronnie.
Yeah, once she's in
It
studio.
wasn't Ronnie's fault that's just kind of goes the wrong way. She just needs to say, "Hey, Jared, what's happening? What's What is it? What's the buzz? Tell us what's
Come
happening."
on, but all she has to do is say, "Come on, Eric," or I'm sorry, "Come on, Jared."
See how hard it is?
Yeah, you can't even do it. I retract
No,
mine.
I'm so sorry.
Made a fool of yourself
I'm so
in front of the entire city.
Come on, Jared, tell us what's happening.
Thank you,
It'll be George Clark in the end. All right, what do you got?
All right, this open micer has picked up on something that Trump was doing in Saudi Arabia.
I'm talking about Sleepy Joe. Man, that guy sounds like he is on. Donald Trump sounds like he's on lean, codeine, promethazine, all of it. No, so many years. Wheezy, put me up. Going back in. Oh, me. Who's been a little woozy.
Well, he's an older gentleman. He's jet lag.
80 years old, and I'm in Saudi Arabia.
16-hour flight, too. It's no joke.
Well, he's got a nice bed on there. It's not like it's not like
that's
you and
true.
me. It's not like me going to Spain sitting in an economy seat.
Plenty of time to go to the bathroom and post on Truth Social.
So, yeah, you did sound a little bit sleepy, but I think it's understandable. Sleepy Don.
You had a Sleepy Don. That's what I'm calling myself. But if you saw the last guy, I mean, look, they just put out a book. Jake Tapper with his
By the way,
the
that's-
book.
that is awful, Rich. I got to tell you, Jake Tapper. So now they put out Jake Tapper and somebody else wrote it. The guy from Axios, somebody from Axios wrote a book. And my goodness, you know what their reporting found? That it turns out that while the Biden administration was saying that he was sharp as a tack, this is what Jake Tapper and his Axios reporter friend found out through a lot of digging. It wasn't true.
What?
Apparently, he was having trouble cognitively during that. Can you believe that?
No, they wouldn't have lied about
Oh,
that.
that's what that you're playing the role of Jake Tapper when he found this out. Because first of all, I don't believe for a second that Jake Tapper believed it. I mean,
Of course not.
we all saw it. We all knew it. Jake Tapper
Like
has
you said, we've all had old people in our
Right.
lives that have a very similar sound.
Now I'm an old person in my life. So yes, exactly. Jake Tapper has had, I don't know about his parents' situation, but he's had an uncle, an aunt, something, just like the rest of us have, and able to recognize these things because we've seen it with loved ones. It was never anything cruel, but Jake Tapper helped that narrative for a while, right? It was just cruel, when in fact, it was probably from MAGA not loving, but from a lot of people concerned. You know, that maybe he's being dragged around and this shouldn't be going on. Maybe he should have been convinced to drop out before he humiliated himself in that debate.
Embarrassing. Even no matter how you feel about the person in general, and then no matter how you feel about them as a president, it's the it's sad.
Yeah.
It seems real sad.
And
if I were in that kind of state, I would not want to be put in front of people and given a bunch of authority and power when I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and something like a debate where you look straight into the camera and you finish the sentence with something from outer space, and the debate's only 5 minutes old at that
And
point.
if you think about Biden and his entire career, right? His
Yeah.
entire career, and this is the thing that a lot of us are going out the
Well,
door.
I
with
would
him.
say it's to the Gen Zs. If you're going to get into politics, which I don't recommend, do it early. Do it early, and don't stick around as long as he did, because I have to always really, if you really want to know how old Biden is, I have to repeat myself from time to time and let you know once again that when Biden became a senator, I was in 3rd grade, and I'm about to turn 61 years of age.
Do you think that there should be some sort of rule about?
Well, I think you'd have to change the Constitution, wouldn't you? There's nothing. The
You'd have to make an
Constitution.
amendment.
Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
have to
all
amend.
right, let's make an amendment.
Well,
I mean,
that's not easy. You have to
well,
amendment.
it should be easier then.
Well, there's something you could do. You have to get. I always forget which one is 2/3 and which one's 3/4. I think it's 2/3 of the Senate, 3/4 of the states, or 3/4 of the Senate, 2/3
I need
of the
a
states.
Schoolhouse Rock to teach me.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
one
know.
of the two.
I think it
It's-
is 3/4 of the states and 2/3 of the Senate.
Yeah,
You're right.
So that's hard
Because
to
there's a
do.
rule to be. You have to be a certain age to do things. So.
Yeah, but it's in the Constitution.
President. Well, why wasn't this?
Well, I mean,
because people
how
haven't lived
old do you
that
have to be to
long.
be president or Congress? Or
Yeah.
well, that's wonderful. So somebody else might look at the Constitution and something that you adore and cherish, they think is stupid. So are we all just going to decide what we can change in the Constitution based on what we think
that
of
wouldn't
it?
happen.
Oh, are you pretty sure?
Optimistic.
Are you pretty sure about that?
Autumn
No,
wants
but
the,
you know, you gotta hope.
Autumn wants the Autumn Amendment. She wants to make sure that
Autumn
the
Amendment.
the requirements are lowered going
Yeah.
forward. So once we get 2/3 and 3/4 the first time around, then everything else will be lowered.
Oh, I mean, you have
State-
to get 2/3 and 3/4 for amendment that says the next time we do this, we don't have to have 2/3 and
Exactly.
3/4. I get
Yes. That would be
I
the
don't know how
Autumn
to do
Amendment.
math, so
you. The Autumn
you
Amendment.
just
The
said.
Ottoman?
The
Autumn
Ottoman.
Amendment.
The Ottoman Amendment.
Okay.
Autumn
Autumn
Amendment.
And then you think Dick Van Dyke's going to trip over her, but he just, the last second.
Oh, you never know.
What's the deal with that show? Because sometimes he would trip over it.
I know.
And then other times, he would almost trip over it and go, "Broop."
Me and my parents used to play like he's gonna trip. This
Yeah.
way, he tripped. He's gonna trip, and then he
and
didn't.
then he
Like,
wouldn't. He would
"Oh, man."
always surprise you, that young, functioning alcoholic. Oh, yeah. And here's another thing in the book. So this is the big pull from the book, is that the Jake Tapper Axios guy book is that AIDS had actively discussed that if he wins the election,
Oh.
we'll get a wheelchair for him. But he can't be in a wheelchair when he's running. But which is, nefarious. Just the fact that they just didn't even want to let people know. This is
call
what
me
you need-
Wheels.
This is what this is what you need to understand about these people in power. It's all about power. And even when the person in the center, is almost in a, like the movie Being There, almost kind of situation where they're not even real aware of what's going on around them. Well, the power is about the people around them who have jobs in the White House, who want to keep their jobs in the White House, because you have more leverage in your career climb if you have a job in the White House as an aide than you do like having a job for a House member as an aide or a senator as an aide. So it's all about power. Please do me a favor. And whenever you evaluate politics or politicians, just evaluate the power. If this passes, who gains power, who loses power? If it doesn't pass, who gains power, who loses power? I promise you, you will be looking at politics just exactly the way the people you're voting for, voting against, and all the people around them that work for them. You will be right in line with them if you are always assessing who gains power, if this thing passes or if it fails. Who gains power if the people like this doing it this way or don't like doing it that way?
We should get it so that the people gain power and not the politicians.
Well, yeah, that would be
The
great.
Autumn Amendment.
Good luck. Have you met most people? I mean, did you hear about the
I know,
Golden
they're all dumb.
Corral?
People. What
Did
is
you-
the rule? It's that people are.
What's the old
smart
dumb
and-
masses thing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a person is smart and people are dumb.
Well, it can be that way, or increasingly, a lot of people are. I mean, the Golden Corral Mother's Day fight. That's you.
Your whole-
How much more power do you want to give that family?
Your whole
honestly,
Come on.
It's true. You gotta let her know.
I'm not saying that there weren't reasons.
I know. What made her mad? I mean, come on.
This
We have to police ourselves.
This kind of applies to your orgy argument, Eric.
Yeah.
Once there's more than 10 people in a room, it's just not good.
No, my point. Well, it's almost like that. But my
People
point
are
is,
farting.
if you get 10
people in power are farting.
if you get 10 people nude in the same room, somebody's farting. That's my.
Be farting.
That's one reason why I will never be a part of an orgy. Another reason is the time for me to ever be a part of something like that is behind me.
Nah, there's old people orgies.
No,
I like
that's
the idea that
exactly what
that's
I want
why.
to be involved in.
60's the new 50, man. Come on.
60 is the new 60. There's no 50 is not the new 60. That's not real. There's only one question. When you wake up, do you feel relatively healthy? This is what I'm embracing lately. I was starting to get a little bit down. But now I'm embracing the idea that, you know what? I still feel pretty damn healthy. Now, when I don't feel that way, I think I'm going to feel down. But right now, I'm going to embrace the fact that I still feel pretty damn healthy. Welcome back, Alex Williams. Alex says there's a crash on 285 in Cobb.
Hey, good afternoon, Eric and gang. Great to be back with y'all. Not great to be on the west side outer loop where this crash is working to clear from the right lane. 285 southbound, the outer loop, South Cobb Drive, exit 15. Already slowing back into Sandy Springs toward Riverside Drive. Brake lights before that, before and after Georgia 400. 285 east and southbound, the inner loop, it's very slow already this afternoon from Ashford Dunwoody Road. Trying to make your way down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Andrew Seco's got to look at the ride to the northern suburbs.
Heading up through Norcross into Duluth, the brake light's taking you 85 north, just past Chamblee Tucker Road up towards Pleasant Hill Road, exit 104. Working well on 400 with a little stoppage through Alpharetta, hitting the brakes once you pass Old Milton Parkway. 75 north and south, scattered volume taking you from Ackworth through Kennesaw all the way down into Smyrna Vinings. This sports sponsored by Stone Mountain Park. Visit Stone Mountain Park Memorial Day weekend and see the new fire drones, plus the Music Across America Drone and Light Show and fireworks finale. Tickets at stonemountainpark.com. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
The morning rush hour, the evening rush hour, and everything in between.
Slow spots are starting to build up the east side perimeter on 285 north.
Tune in 24/7 with the Triple Team Traffic
We've
Center.
had several breakdowns, including one in the express lane.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Skip the hassle of constant cleaning and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move on your timeline. One of our clients, Tyra, said, thanks to Mark Spain Real Estate, our home had several cash offers within 24 hours of it being on the market, and we closed in less than a month. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com. And start packing.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garage.
Belinda Skelton here with Atlanta Vision Institute's very own Dr. Ashraf, who is one of the most experienced eye surgeons in the country. Dr. Ashraf, we've all watched the news and the economy is uncertain, but failing eyesight isn't. And if you've held back due to finances, we've got good news for you, don't we?
Yes, Belinda, as you know, our eyesights degrade as we age. And with the laser optics procedure, that resets all of that. And most of my patients go most of the day without glasses. They can even read their phone without glasses. And in terms of the economy, most of these patients, their medical insurance can cover most of the costs. And if it doesn't, we have a lot of good financing options for this procedure.
That's awesome, Dr. Ashraf. I urge you to take the quiz to see if you're a candidate. Go to 2020atlanta.com. That's 2020atlanta.com.
News is temporary, but your financial plan shouldn't be. I'm Wes Moss, and at Capital Investment Advisors, we're focused on helping retirees invest for income. This means building and managing a portfolio that delivers a steady stream of income, regardless of the scary headlines of the day. If you're ready to shift your focus from the headlines to your core pursuits in retirement, reach out to our team at yourwealth.com. That's YOUR wealth.com.
Trust is not just a word, it's an experience. When your home needs service, you can trust TE certified electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling. Hey, it's Chris Chandler. TE is the company I trust to fix any problem once and for all. Their 5-star customer experience means easy online scheduling, friendly technicians, and a lifetime workmanship warranty, so I can just sit back and relax.
TE certified, we love your home.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Dave Baker here for Artisan Custom Closets. Spring cleaning is here. Let Artisan Custom Closets help you maximize your space and get organized. Artisan will work with you to design an affordable luxury custom closet where you'll be able to see all your accessories, clothes, and shoes without rummaging through the clutter. Don't use the pricey West Coast closet company that doesn't customize or the cheap closet companies with pushy salespeople and pricing games. Artisan Custom Closets, affordable luxury. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
All right, we're going to push What's the Buzz into the 5:30 area because Wes Moss is going to be on at 4:30, so it'd be stupid to open it up and then just be done. You have an open mic. I can tell you. So
it's not an open mic. This is
I'm
actually.
sorry.
So Tom Cruise was on E! And he just turned 62, and he talked about how he keeps his body in shape in his 60s.
I just want to say this. Whatever it is you're trying, because I'm about to turn 61.
Yeah.
And I said,
can help you.
I'm feeling good, and that's all they care about. But I will guarantee you that whatever it is that Tom Cruise is doing, I'm not going to be doing. But go ahead.
That's why I have to train my body or whatever it takes, whether it's dancing or stunts, and also personally, the things that I like to do in my personal life, flying aerobatic airplanes and jets and paragliding or speed flying, jumping off mountains. So that's like, just got to do it. You got to do it.
You got to do it.
I like to listen to records. I like records.
Yeah. You know, what I've found is I think a lot of this is DNA, and who knows? I mean, we're all going to go to the doctor one day and get this and walk out with the, oh, gosh. So I haven't had that moment yet, and that moment's out there waiting for me just like everybody probably, unless you just die of old age, which does happen. But up to this point, there's a lot of people that I know that have worked out a lot more than me, that are as old as me, who are doing worse than me. I'm not recommending.
You're not going to add jumping off mountains to your routine.
Only,
a nice walk.
Only the only thing that I've managed to do is not become obese. And I really think that in a world of healthy at any size, the things that make you feel good, the physics of your body don't know about and don't care about. So healthy at any size actually has a place. And what it should mean is that it should be acceptance at any size. It's none of my business how you live your life. And it's not for me to, I don't know, not include you. So I think that although we make fun of the wokeness of things like healthy at any size, I actually think that some things like that are there because people were so kind of cruel before. So there's a middle ground there. But when it comes to actually taking care of yourself, number one, as you grow older, try not to become obese. And that word hurts, I know, and it stings, and that's why I use it, because sometimes you need to be motivated. Now, I'm aware of the fact that also some people feel so, they swam so far away from the shore, they just look back and think, there's just no way I can ever get there. And this guy using the word obese like that is only making me want, it's not helping me. And I understand that. But the truth is, you can go take a walk today. Now, when you get back 30 minutes later, you're not suddenly going to drop 30 pounds. That's not going to happen. But the sun's going to rise tomorrow. And before you even get your diet together, before you even, maintain some sort of regimen, you can get up and go take a walk. And this is what you can do. Stop thinking about. Well, then there's that. If
Ozempic.
If it doesn't,
Why go for a walk?
Today,
Fat shot.
because I'm waiting. I've got to be here to get a phone call.
now you're mixing the old person with the person who is now.
I'm
Some people.
27.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's all about
you don't look a day over 26. I want to say.
Thank you.
it's all about making that first.
You're
taking that
doing it right now.
Take that first walk and then do another one, maybe a day later. And then you get into a habit, and then that becomes a habit. It takes a while, but
And that replaces your habit.
Yeah.
Also,
You still smoking, Tim?
he's okay. He's not. See what happens? You jump in at
Wow.
the extreme end.
Wow,
You jump
Autumn.
in. But you may say it, but you're not here. Tim, in the last month or so.
Good job, Tim.
month
Tim,
and a half. Yeah.
Month and a half. He's been doing a lot of stuff.
got some
working
guns
out.
now,
He's,
too.
He's
What are you
working
doing?
out.
You
He's
working out?
He's working out.
You'd know if you were on Instagram.
Those. Oh, I don't know why you have to
I'm not
document
on
it for
Instagram.
everybody, but that I'm against. But the fact that you're doing, but just I'm saying is, if it feels like it's just insurmountable, if you can do it without too much pain, just take a walk.
One
You'll
jab
like
at a time.
it.
One jab at a time.
That's right.
One
Think
fat
of-
shot a day.
Think of it as
My
like,
fat friend, my very wealthy, very fat friend.
just go take a walk, and then let it go from there. Alex Williams says it's a bumper-to-bumper ride through downtown.
It really is this afternoon, Eric. 400 South slows right around Lennox Road, close to a half hour to get from there down to I-20. 75 South jams in Howell Mill, Northside Drive, exit 252. Northbound delays University Avenue up into Midtown. Don't forget, water main repair continues on Claremont Road at Briarcliff. At least one lane blocked in both directions, so very slow right there around I-85. How is I-285, Andrew Seco?
Circle in the city, finding the worst of it leaving Sandy Springs underway through Doraville, 2D5 East, the inner loop. You're jammed into brake lights from Ashford Dunwoody Road all the way through Spaghetti Junction down towards the Stone Mountain Freeway. That's exit number 39. Leaving Sandy Springs in the outer loop a little slow to Smyrna Vinings. You're slowing to go into the brakes all the way down towards I-20. This report sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
It's a great time of the year to get your house all fixed up, but there's some things you can't fix on your own, like bowed walls and cracked concrete. Dave Baker here. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions knows that all these signs point to major damage with your foundation, and they will only get worse over time. You'll want to get ahead of these problems sooner rather than later. Visit aquaguard.net today to book your free inspection with a no-obligation quote. You know who the trusted local foundation experts are.
AquaGuard. When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. Now, that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, Atlanta's police chief calls on judges to do their part to reduce crime in the city. Chief Darren Shearbaum says criminals with lengthy arrest records keep getting out on bond.
This is highly concerning. Individuals that have already shown that their proclivity is towards violence and harming individuals, this should have been a red flag for a judge.
He cites examples with suspects who have been arrested more than 24 times. Shearbaum's comments come during a roundtable on the latest Atlanta crime stats, which show murder down 23% in the first 4 months of 2025 compared to the same time last year. Vehicle theft is down over 40%. Rape is up 24%. It is 78 degrees in Atlanta. How many more days of rain chances do we have before it turns drier and hotter? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A federal appeals court in Atlanta indicates it may revive a lawsuit accusing a conservative group of violating the Voting Rights Act when it announced it was challenging the eligibility of more than 360,000 Georgia voters. A lawyer for the Texas-based nonprofit True the Vote is challenged when he says they were not trying to intimidate voters prior to Georgia's dual U.S. Senate runoffs in 2021.
250,000 or so challenges. So how many of those were successful?
I don't believe any of them were. I don't think any of them.
Isn't that a pretty telling statistic?
At today's hearing, a federal judge says a lower court committed legal error in its ruling, finding no violation of the Voting Rights Act. Gwinnett County Police identify a murder suspect they're looking for. 39-year-old Frederick Taylor of Lawrenceville is wanted in the killing of 35-year-old Tiffany Trim of Snellville 2 weeks ago at a home on Hillsborough Drive. A child in the home called 911 to say there was a fight between a man and woman. The kids in the home were not harmed and were not related to the victim or suspect. The suspect in last month's mass shooting at Florida State University is denied bond today. Judge Monique Richardson says 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner cannot have any contact with victims, survivors, or witnesses.
No contact means you can't call, write, text, email, can't contact on social media, and you can't ask anyone to contact those individuals for you.
Eichner faces 2 counts of first-degree murder and 7 counts of attempted murder. This just in, Major League Baseball is reinstating Pete Rose and shoeless Joe Jackson. It means both are now eligible for baseball's Hall of Fame. WSB scam alert. Johns Creek police warn about a scheme that ends with an elderly woman losing almost $50,000. She was doing a crossword puzzle online when a pop-up ad told her there was a problem and she needed to call a number. The person claimed to be with the Bank of America and told her she had too much money in her account and needed to transfer over $47,000 to a Bitcoin machine. Police say banks will never ask you to transfer money into Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency machines. It is signing day in Atlanta. Mayor Andre Dickens says it's meant to help teens find summer jobs.
We used to associate signing days, like we're doing today, with star athletes choosing their college team. But we are celebrating a different kind of signing day, one that is just as meaningful and can be just as life-changing.
This is the 4th annual Summer Youth Employment Program. It brings together employers from across the city with teens looking for work. Out with the old, in with the new. WSB Cheryl Castro reports on a new discount program at Zoo Atlanta.
The Zoo Atlanta Library Pass program will end on June 1st. You can continue to check out passes at public libraries through the end of this month, and the zoo will honor any vouchers already accessed through the end of June. As that program ends, Zoo Atlanta announces a new discount for SNAP families. With proof of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, families can purchase a daytime general admission ticket for $6.
A family membership is $50. The city of Winder wins the award for the best tasting tap water in the state. Winder Mayor Jimmy Terrell says the city's water will now compete in a national competition.
2 project managers at our water production site will be going to Denver to compete against other cities nationally.
Winder beat 16 other utilities to win Best Tasting Tap Water in Georgia. It is now 4:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Checking the ride to the northern suburbs, seeing the brake lights. 85 northbound, they start right at Chamblee Tucker Road there in DeKalb. Not going to break free till you make your way up through Norcross toward Indian Trail Road. Then a little secondary slow zone, leaving Sugarloaf Parkway up to 985 in Swanee. Slowest part of 400s northbound in Sandy Springs from 285 up past the North Springs MARTA station. Then a little bit more volume in Alpharetta from Haynesbridge Road up toward Windward Parkway. 75 northbound, sluggish between Marietta and Kennesaw. Southbound still recovering out of Marietta down to 285. A lot of slow traffic ramping onto 285 due to that earlier trouble that cleared below South Cobb Drive. How are things looking on I-20, Andrew Seco?
Got some scattered volume east and west on I-20 in the southeast side. You are on and off that brake pedal from 285 out towards Panola Road, exit 71. Bit of an interesting ride through the Mall of Stonecrest. Inside the perimeter, moving just fine. A little stoppage north and south, merging onto the connector. And a smooth ride east and west through Lithia Springs and Mableton on your way to 285. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with a few rain showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with pop-up showers and storms, high 81. Drying out and heating up on Thursday with a high of 87.
80 in Decatur, 78 in Austell, 77 in Norcross. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Wall cracks, window stuck, could be a foundation problem. Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack, and our estimators are thoroughly trained to get you the proper evaluation for your home. Schedule your free assessment with the foundation repair experts at atlantaramjack.com.
A DUI conviction might cost you your license. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Just like your car, your septic system needs regular maintenance. Hi, I'm Shannon, the owner of Scorpion Septic. If you're seeing bubbles in your toilet, pooling in your yard, slow draining, or your toilet won't flush, you need Scorpion Septic.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Call for more information. ScorpionSepticServices.com.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Aram here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with a team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Well, now is the time. On a pretty nice day outside, but not otherwise dreary. But when some handsome, devilishly good-looking person walks into the studio, I think it's time to turn the spotlight to said person.
What's the market doing with Money Matters, Wes Moss?
There it is.
Wait, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Wesley Moss.
Shelley's at his desk.
Well, good-looking fella as well.
I've got a lot of...
What did you come in here, facts, figures, and all that? You ready to go?
I would say it's more of a starfish than a spike.
So, are you talking about the latest business news, the latest economic news? You know what? It was occurring to me in the last couple of days because I have a lot of doom and gloomers around me, and with the tariffs and everything.
Yeah.
And the economy has not collapsed yet. I'm not saying I'm in favor of tariffing the entire world at 9 billion%. I am pointing out that the entire economy has not collapsed yet. We got inflation numbers that were very surprising. Like most economists expected them to go, they were much less than, they went up much less than what was expected. I want to ask you a question. I have this, what did you have, remember years ago you had the upside down what?
Praying mantis.
Praying mantis.
Not my best analogy.
No, well, I mean, listen, I
Wasn't
believe
it a K?
I am
the
starting.
reverse
It was
case.
basically a square root recovery.
I was
Square root.
I don't know that Trump planned it this way, but I'm wondering if there's a possibility with the way these tariffs are thrown out there, and like with China, all of a sudden we pull them back, and then we get a big day on the markets. What I would call a bottleneck economy. If he bottlenecks stuff just enough, but not too much, and then he drops it. And then, because my understanding is, like in China, they're doing everything they can to get stuff on boats right now in case this changes in 90 days. So if you have a bottleneck where things are squeezed and all of a sudden they almost come to a stop, but not for long enough to actually knock us into recession, and then you open that hose back up again, you might experience something, whether it's fleeting or not, that feels like a pretty damn good economy. 4 months later, 6 months later, something along the. And I'm not saying that was the plan, but if he bottlenecks it and opens it up with the right timing, he could end up in 2026 with people feeling like, hey, things are going very well, even though maybe it's fleeting. You think that's you like my bottleneck economy?
I
It's a little
do.
bit, you know?
Yeah, I do, because it's not.
You can have it.
It's really it's what has happened.
Yeah.
It's what we saw it happen. We've kind of see this is the second time because we saw a rush to order in February, March, knowing tariffs were coming, not knowing how bad they would be. Then we saw essentially nothing happen for 4 weeks. And the minute we get a reprieve, now you've got everyone with this 90-day window. What if we don't get a really good? What if we don't get a deal? Then you're going to see lots of commerce happen. Now, it does have some pretty big ramifications. Remember, is if we are importing more than we're exporting, which we do, it's a drag to the GDP number. So you can't you have to be careful.
Is
with
part of that in the deal? I haven't looked at the deal. I don't know how many people have actually deconstructed the deal. Do they have to buy a certain amount of goods from us as part of the deal?
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Of the bottleneck of the press the hose theory.
You're saying in general,
right?
not just the China thing.
Of you're stepping on the hose,
Yes.
and you get a trickle, and then you let your foot off, and then you get this big rush, and it catches up. You don't want to do that when it comes to trade because we're still going to be importing more than we export. That's the way that can't change overnight. So if you have these giant floods of imports coming in because it's making up for lost time, I think what you could see is you end up with an even worse GDP number. Remember, the GDP number is what technically constitutes whether we're growing or not, and it's hard to explain these numbers away. We could have a 3% growth economy, but all of a sudden we're in recession because we had this surge of imports come in. It's gonna be hard to explain that away.
But
you
in
can't
terms,
just say, well, no, the way the numbers really work, we had a good economy,
but
just
in
because
terms,
negative GDP.
Yeah.
So we just have to be. I think it's a.
But in terms of power dynamics,
hard
in terms of power dynamics in DC, if you get the flood happening, around November 2026. Then the consequences come after that.
It's not inconceivable.
Because we're assuming as soon as all this tariff stuff happened that he was going to lose the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's something that
pretty big garden hose to mess with.
Yes, it is. Well, that's going on, right? I mean,
is going on.
I'm trying to rationalize it. I mean, the messing with the garden hose is something that is happening. So I see here where we could get lucky and actually, just go right through the eye of the needle. But, chances are that's less likely to happen then. But I'm starting to see there is kind of, as a matter of, like, after 90 days, if we actually get a deal, whatever it is, that would be the best of both worlds, right? You will have had this rush in case people, because they're like, let's get it all out there now in case it changes in 90 days. And then after the 90 days, if you've got, like, basically a reasonable deal, that would be something that maybe could sustain. I'm speaking of China specifically right now. And also, one more thing I was thinking about in economics. I don't know how good these deals are, but he not supposedly, there is a deal with the UK, and now there is a deal with China. What does that do to Europe? Do you want to be the laggards? It's going to put pressure on Europe saying, do you want to be responsible for a worldwide recession? China's got to deal with the United States. UK's got to deal with the United States. You think that comes into play at any point?
It all does. I mean, it's no different than negotiating with 10 people in the room and just saying, look, hey, the first person at the table gets the best deal, and the guy over there that we know is trouble, if you want to talk sooner than later, we're going to give you a pretty good deal. And that's kind of what's happened. It's like the first guy up, UK got a great deal, and you probably won't see a deal that good. China came pretty quickly, and they got a better deal than I think a lot of people thought. Remains to be seen the final details, of course. And then now you have all these other countries. EU is kind of the next big one, and maybe they don't get quite as good of a deal.
Right. But also, if they try to hold out against him, I think he can start making them the bad guy. Well, if we go into a worldwide recession, China and UK are on board.
They've also seen what it can do. Like you got boats piling up, you got factories that, hey, we can't make anything, can't ship anything. Clearly, that is clearly an issue, and it can. And we talked about this over the last 2 months, and you've always said this can be okay if this thing gets resolved pretty quickly, but if this goes on for 3 months, we get some real problems.
Also, you got to give credit. China also put some pressure on us too. We felt the heat as well because that started. I think Trump got a little like with the
serious standoff.
It was a serious standoff, and China didn't immediately cave. They put some pretty nasty stuff down on us, and it kind of. But maybe that's the plan the whole time, is just to bring everything to a head immediately rather than slowly over months.
There were confusing stories about that too, on whether or not China was coming to the table first or whether or not Trump was coming. Remember, there was a story that came out and said they're not willing to make a deal, but then China's like, oh, we didn't say that at all. So it was all this like he said,
they had
she
two
said.
negotiators here last week where they were taking pictures of him and they made him delete them.
Yeah, I mean that's all. That is.
I think that's all just the theater of it. I mean,
statecraft.
Trump the other day just said, "Look, it doesn't matter who's called who first. Obviously, we're going to talk this thing through."
But they did put some pressure on us too. I don't want it to make it seem like it's all.
We had an embargo.
Yeah.
We had an embargo.
Right.
There was zero trade. Nobody's trading with 150%.
And that hurts China too. I mean, they got a lot of people working their ports as well. So and it hurt us as well. And if it all works out, it's really one of these things with Trump and these tariffs. If it all works out, he's going to be seen as one of the biggest geniuses ever. If it goes the way 95% of economists believe that it will, he's going to be seen as one of the biggest bumblers ever. There's really nothing in between.
Just remember, too, I think that the headlines steal the fact that tariffs are the biggest part of our economy, and they're really not. Right. They're a pretty small fraction of the import that us importing goods in the United States. Sure, it could with tariffs, it's going to be more expensive, but it is not the overall U.S. economy. It's a piece of it, but it is not as economically important as the headlines and the market whipsawed
and
for what we've just seen.
Of course. And again, as much as all the sky has not fallen yet.
No, not even close.
Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? But we have.
By the way, the stock market today just got back to where it just went above where we were on April 2nd.
How are we for the year? We're still below for the whole year, right?
We're actually, as of today, we're probably up a fraction of a. We're call it
we're
flat
at least
to
even,
slightly
right?
positive.
Yeah, 42.1 right now.
Alex Williams sees brake lights on 285 by the airport.
Yeah, slow afternoon here in Clayton County with 285 westbound interloop delays starting right at I-75 through those airport tunnels, passing Riverdale Road. Looks like a lot of it's trying to get onto those narrow ramps to I-85. Also some eastbound delays for that ramp that merges onto I-75 south there in Clayton County. North side of the perimeter stacked in, 285 westbound, the outer loop from Ashford Dunwoody Road, passing Roswell Road. The volume picks up again from I-75 down to I-20 the West Freeway. Interloop, it's all brake lights, 285 east and south starting in Doraville at Peachtree Boulevard. Not going to find relief from that brake pedal till you get past Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway in Clarkson. Watching the ride through downtown is Andrew Seco.
Still looking jam-packed anywhere you're trying to go. Northbound, the delays starting at University Avenue, taking you all the way up towards 17th Street. Southbound, trouble still starting just south on 85 proper. You are going all the way down towards I-20, and look out for big trouble in Brookhaven. Water main break affecting Briarcliff and Claremont Road. Big jams anywhere you're trying to go. And the alternates have filled in as well. North Druid Hills Road and La Vista Road. Your best option from Claremont is Oak Grove Road. If you're on Briarcliff Road, you may just want to use Buford Highway. From the Cool Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
On 95.5 WSB.
Spring storms can produce flash flooding with heavy rain flowing around your house and into your crawl space. And rainwater trapped in there will provide the perfect breeding ground for mold. Hey, this is Christina Epwords. Mold not only produces that stale, musty smell, but it can also impact the air quality in your home. But call my friends at American Crawl Space Solutions. They will encapsulate your crawl space, keeping it dry and preventing mold from forming. AmericanCrawlSpaceSolutions.com, your best value for crawl space repair.
American Crawl Space Solutions. Foundations too.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Selling your home does not have to be a circus act. With Orchard, you can skip the juggling and get paid twice. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash up front from your current home so you can go ahead and buy your next place without waiting around. No juggling closings, no temporary rentals, no, hey mom, can I stay for a week situations. While you're moving into your new home, Orchard is behind the scenes getting your old one ready. Repairs, showings, even upgrades to bump up that sale price. And when it sells for more, like it usually does, you get that money too. So yeah, it's like getting paid twice. Once now, once later. And who doesn't want to be paid twice? Come on, we all love getting paid twice. Start with a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. No pressure, no catch, just a smarter way to move. That's Orchard.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. Now, that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Wes Moss, you brought up something during the break that I find interesting. So what were you saying as far as what the sell-off was? First of all, we're 30 days, we're 6 weeks basically since so-called Liberation Day.
Right.
Go ahead and turn it
Right.
on. There you go. So you were talking about who actually sold and how much was sold off in that period before we get to where we are now, which is the market is back to basically even with the year. So it sounds to me like what you were saying, that it was the professionals freaked out more than the people did.
Look, there's varied reports here. Empower, which is a big retirement company, there was a report called a month or two ago on CNBC as this was starting to heat up. It was pre-April 2nd that said that a third of investors went to money market in their retirement accounts. But then this past week, Vanguard came out and said 97% of their account holders didn't sell anything. That's interesting. And then S&P Global Market Intelligence came out just this week and said that the selling, there was $27 billion worth of selling during that period of time.
That's what the sell-off was, $27 billion.
Well, they're measuring people selling. If you've got $100, you're selling 10. They're saying, $10 went to cash. Now, it's hard to figure out exactly how they figure that out. They analyze net capital flows. And this was a really short period. This is April 2nd to the 10th. But what's interesting is that it was $27 billion. $20 billion of that came from institutions and hedge funds. Only $7 billion came from individuals. So that tells us that the individuals, and again, these are people with a plan. These are people that have a balanced portfolio. These are people that have diversification, that know that they can't hop in and out in any given day. It's not going to work.
Sure.
That group proved out to be right. The individuals didn't panic nearly as much as the institutions. Now, the institutions, the hedge funds, that's kind of how they operate.
Mm-hmm. But you were saying, even if you look at $27 billion all told, what's the economy?
Less
40?
than a tenth. Well, I'm talking about the stock market.
The stock market is what? 40
trillion.
So $27 billion out of 40 trillion.
It's less than 0.1%. Yeah. But it is interesting that sliver of that percentage, it's a small number on a relative basis, that created that much chaos for markets, down 20% at one point. Now we're back. We've recovered that.
I think because you don't know, is that a canary in the coal mine? Or, you know what I mean? Like people, I think it caused so much consternation because we didn't know if it was the beginning of something that was a lot bigger, right? Alex Williams says 75 is bunched up on 75, it says here.
In Marietta.
Watching a few brake lights this afternoon. Indeed, Eric, 75 and northbound. It's sluggish from Delk Road as you make the commute up into Kennesaw and Ackworth. Southbound still been slow if you're heading down toward the Truist Park region for tonight's game. Brake lights find you about right around North Marietta Parkway for the ride down to 285. 400 northbound slows from 285 in Sandy Springs, but improves around Northridge. Then a little bit more moderate volume through Alpharetta from Haynesbridge Road up toward Windward Parkway. How's I-85 toward Gwinnett County, Andrew Seco?
A little crowded right now, Alex. The brake lights catch you in Doraville, taking you all the way up 85 towards Pleasant Hill Road, exit 104. Once you break free, sitting in them once more as you pass Sewanee, Old Peachtree Road, exit 109 is where it's the toughest. You're slowing and going all the way up to 985. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
How can your termite company claim your home is termite free? By only walking around outside. Christina Edwards here for Breda Pest Management. Termites are the most destructive pest of all. They literally eat your house. Only Breda will come inside and thoroughly inspect your entire home with infrared cameras. Breda guarantees your termite protection and will lock in your rate for 10 years. BREDAPest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
When my grandfather, Jim Ellis, started our business in 1971, he knew it would be difficult to please every customer. However, that didn't stop him from trying. Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. For over 50 years, we've built our reputation on honesty, effort, and doing what's best for our customers. That means transparent pricing and a commitment to making your car buying experience quick, easy, and convenient. We work hard to help you find the right car at the right price with a shopping experience designed around you, whether you shop in person or online at jimellis.com. Are we perfect? No. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we hope. Maybe there's a miscommunication or an unforeseen hiccup. We get it. When that happens, we don't make excuses, we work to make it right. That's why last year we earned nearly 14,000 positive reviews from customers who trust us to do the right thing. When you're ready for your next vehicle, trust a name that's been doing right by customers for more than 50 years. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Motorcycle riders like you are a different breed. You don't just ride your bike, you're obsessed. So if someone causes you to lay your bike down, you need a different kind of attorney, one that understands bikers and their rights. Eric Von Hessler here for my friends at Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group, motorcycle injury lawyers who ride. You can trust them on the road and in the courtroom. Steel Horse Law can help you get back on your feet, medical bills paid, and your case resolved. Trust is everything and results matter. Free case evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
These days, the Atlanta real estate market is just like Atlanta weather, unpredictable. Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate here on WSB every Saturday at 1 p.m. If there was ever a time to work with a true real estate expert, now is that time. In all my years in residential real estate, this is the most change and volatility I've seen. A misstep could cost thousands. This is when experience matters. My team and I are passionate about providing clarity to our clients through our expertise in real estate. So, if you're thinking of buying or selling a home, we can give you that clarity so you can make great choices and the best decisions. And yes, I host Inside Georgia Real Estate here on WSB, but you don't have to wait until Saturday for help. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and ask me anything. My team and I are here for you. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com for clarity in buying or selling your home.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by North Georgia Replacement Windows. Our top local story, Atlanta's police chief is calling out judges for the city's crime problem.
Chief Darren Shearbaum calls it highly concerning. Suspects with 20, 30, 40 arrests still getting bond for their latest crime. His message to judges?
Please take note when you're setting bond if they are in fact a risk to our communities.
The chief's plea comes as the latest crime stats come out. Murder is down 23% the first 4 months of this year compared to last, but drugs and gangs are still a major problem.
They are a ticking time bomb for violence in our city.
APD has busted 80 gangbangers so far this year and seized more than 1,000 guns. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
79 degrees in Atlanta. Do we see more pop-up storms tomorrow? And will we hit 90 this week? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A federal appeals court in Atlanta seems open to ruling mass voter challenges ahead of Georgia's dual U.S. Senate runoffs in 2021 violated the Voting Rights Act.
The voting rights group Fair Fights Lawyer says the mass yet unsuccessful challenges of hundreds of thousands of qualified black and brown voters were frivolous and a clear attempt to intimidate. A lawyer for conservative group True the Vote denies that was their intent, but 11th Circuit Judge Adalberto Jordan seemed to raise an eyebrow at that.
You submit 250,000 challenges, and if you're telling me that 0 of them were successful, doesn't that begin to tell you a little bit of something about the motivation behind the challenges?
There is no deadline for the panel to rule. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Gwinnett County Police identified the suspect they're looking for in a woman's murder 2 weeks ago.
Police are looking for 39-year-old Frederick Taylor of Lawrenceville, a suspect in the killing of 25-year-old Tiffany Trim of Snellville in a home on Hillsborough Drive. Gwinnett Police Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says the two knew each other.
It was some kind of domestic argument between the two of them, and a juvenile resident in the home had called 911.
The two juveniles in the home were the children of the homeowner, a home Trim was visiting. Gwinnett police are asking anyone with information on Taylor's whereabouts to phone police. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
A man accused of trying to kidnap a girl waiting for a school bus in Cobb County is under arrest. Police say 39-year-old Sarah Kennedy of Mableton tried to take the 12-year-old girl on Riverside Parkway. Cobb Police Sergeant Eric Smith tells Channel 2 Action News it was clearly a kidnapping attempt.
There were significant steps by that male to attempt to get the young lady in the car with him.
The girl told her school counselor what happened, and she was able to give police a detailed description of the suspect. Kennedy is charged with attempted kidnapping. DeKalb County Police are searching for 2 teens who were last seen in the 1000 block of North Hairston Road. They're 12 and 13 years old. 12-year-old Haley was last seen wearing a black tank top and pink Hello Kitty pants. The 13-year-old Taylor is 5'2", 152 pounds, wearing a black shirt and black tights. If you see them, call DeKalb Police. We have posted their pictures at WSBRadio.com. Residents in DeKalb County who can't afford to pay their water bills want shutoff notices halted.
A coalition of advocacy groups and DeKalb County residents are coming together to demand water shutoff notices be stopped as they're hitting low-income black and disabled residents disproportionately hard. Star McKenzie is with DeKalb Water Watch.
We understand that DeKalb must continue to improve their aging water infrastructure, and water hikes are part of that solution. However, the revenue must not be raised on the back of the lowest income residents.
Earlier this year, DeKalb County leaders voted to increase water and sewer rates 10% over the next 10 years. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Happening now, crews are working to fix a broken water main on a busy DeKalb County road. It's at Claremont and Briarcliff, where water was spewing into the air. The water main break is near the Piedmont Urgent Care on Claremont Road, and those repairs are continuing at this hour. It is 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Watching the brake lights through downtown. They are in full force this afternoon. 85 southbound, you hit the brake pedal right there where Georgia 400 merges in. Not going to find any relief till you get down to I-20. Going to take you about 25 minutes there. Northbound delays on 85 leaving Georgia 400 up past North Druid Hills Road. Then the connector northbound, 75, 85 north. We're seeing that volume start at University Avenue. No crashes in the way, just the car in front of you trying to get up past Peachtree. Pine Street just found on new trouble on I-285 in Fulton County, Andrew Seco.
Yeah, we did. Looking at a vehicle sitting in the center lane, 285 south, the outer loop at I-20 exit 46. Starting to see the brake lights filling in with some earlier trouble. Leftover volume taking you all the way back towards Smyrna Vinings. And we see some new brake lights leaving Sandy Springs on the inner loop, 285 eastbound. Going to pour through some jam cams, see what's jamming you up right here at Ashford Dunwoody Road. That's exit number 29. From the Cooley Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with a few scattered rain showers and thunderstorms rumbling through. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 81. Thursday, drying out and heating up. Partly cloudy, high 87. Friday, a mix of sun and clouds, high 89. Rain showers and thunderstorms return this weekend.
Storm Tracker radar shows some spotty rain showers around the metro area at this hour, including some heavy rain right now in Douglas County, moving to the east along I-20. It is 75 degrees in Doraville, 77 in Cummings, 79 in Jonesboro. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Hour 3, as usual, corresponds with the 5 o'clock hour. And that's the hour we give you the latest keyword for the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. And what do you want to do? You want to win that $1,000. Well, this is going to be an easy word to remember because today's keyword, the 5 o'clock keyword, is W-I-N. Win.
Like all I do is win.
Win, win, win.
No W-H-E-N.
Not when.
When. When.
Win. W? Like you take two U's and put them
get
together?
Let me get
W.
All right, so 2 U's?
No, W.
That would be 2 V's. Actually.
W.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, it depends. How you.
An N, right?
W-I-N.
Thank you.
Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win. Again, that keyword is W-I-N. Win.
That was scary.
Win.
That was scary.
Wes Moss, there are other stories having to do with this big, beautiful economy of the United States of America and also the world.
Isn't it big?
It's big, and there's great news today. No inflation.
Well, there was a little less.
2.3%.
Well, not as much as they said.
They thought it was going to go up a lot higher.
Well, they were wrong.
What did it go up, like 0.24 or something like that? They thought it was going to go up like a couple of points, right? It didn't.
So, gasoline actually down a little bit month over month. Groceries down almost 0.5% month over month.
Eggs down
Used
like
cars,
$12 or something.
Eggs,
But that-
apparel,
Poor chickens.
airline fares. I think the news helps.
Lowest
with
drop in egg prices since
dropping.
1984, too, by the
Oh,
way.
Not the
thank
lowest
God,
drop.
eggs.
That wouldn't be good.
Lowest drop in price.
Biggest
No,
drop.
no.
You're
Lowest
saying
price.
it'd be bad if you dropped them
Biggest
because
drop.
If it was
they
the
break?
lowest drop, it wouldn't have dropped very much.
Well, they crack if you drop them.
Yeah, they'd
Would it be
break.
No, it would be
biggest drop?
Yeah. So when you go to the floor, if you dropped from the ceiling to the ground,
Oh, okay, I
you'd
see.
be
I
the
see,
largest.
I see.
Yes,
The biggest drop.
I make that. I can see where you're coming from there. It is a little bit confusing because what you're trying to say is it's a good thing, but it sounds like a bad thing if you put it that way. I understand. What's our next story? What?
Well,
Excuse me?
So
Yes?
again, we've done what? V-shaped recovery.
Yes.
That's interesting.
You're saying from
The inflation numbers are benign.
Mhm.
When I say V-shaped, I mean, and again, I'm trying to, that's not a upside down praying mantis analogy, just
Yes.
a straight up V. It went down and it came up.
Right.
The market right now, it's not back to where it was in mid-February. It's about 5 or 6% from there, but we're back to, and if I'm looking at the S&P 500, we're back to slightly above where we were on April 2nd. So
That's
it's kind of erased the
that was the Liberation Day.
the biggest waterfall decline from the tariff so far. Let's see what else here. And then the tax bill. So you've got the
Oh,
tax, the proposed tax bill, and you were bringing up these new savings accounts, which I think are really interesting.
Now, is this going to be part of the bill? I think it is part of the bill. They want,
Supposedly, yeah.
or Ted Cruz is going to put in his own bill. So the idea is they open up $1,000 investment account in the name of every new child that's born in America, and that only that child can get it at the age of 18. They can't get it till they're 18. They'll probably all just blow it on a summer, whatever. But and also because we did the math on that, and in reality that would lead to about $5,000 over when you're 18.
Yeah,
right?
you assume a 10% rate of return.
Not
over 18
too much,
years. Yeah.
not really all that much. But also one of the rules around it is that family, friends, and businesses can also put up to $5,000 per year into that account, and I imagine there will be some kind of incentive for you to be able to do that. Now, if you were doing $5,000 a year in a kid's account, which some people would be responsible enough to do, they would get the most out of it, and then you could get the least out of it, which would be about $5,600 or something, which will be worth about $2,800 18 years from now. But it's better than nothing.
better than nothing. Yeah.
I
This
guess.
is straight from the government. Is going
Yes,
to
it would
Well,
go.
well, the initial.
I would not trust that.
Supposedly the initial.
Well, no. Hold on.
$1,000.
I gotta address this. No, it wouldn't stay with the government. It would go into an investment account like your 401k, something that you feel stable about. It wouldn't be run by the government. The government would just say, "Here's the first $1,000 in this event." You would have to decide. What? Just like with your 401k, there would be 2 or 3 different plans that you would be able to go with.
the
It's
thing
not
I
like a
think about-
lottery where they could just take it back.
No, and I guess I understand that. It's more, I think, about Social Security and how that's also supposed to be there for me, and I don't know.
Well, it hasn't not been for you there yet. It hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't
Yeah,
not been. It hasn't.
You said that right.
Yeah,
but it was real funny.
It hasn't not been there for you yet. Yeah, I did get it right.
That's true.
Yes.
But
All right.
if it is,
Well, I know that you're worried about it, and everybody should be, because I think they go.
Just go to bank.gov, Autumn, and you'll be able to see all that money in your account.
well, I know
Bank.gov.
it's there right now, but by the time I need it, I feel like, will it be there?
Even if they change the laws, you'll probably be grandfathered in. They'll go like below your age. Go ahead, yes, Wes.
It looks to me, it sounds a lot like a 529 plan. Remember, today we can do it's almost like a 529 plan, which is a tax-free educational
That's what I have.
savings type account with a $1,000 sign up now bonus.
Right.
That's free. And
we're trying to get more people because the teenagers are letting us down, Wes Moss. They're not having as many kids as they used to. They're being too responsible. And so now.
All we wanted was for them to use protection.
I know.
you
And they finally listened to us. And, well, I guess they're not having sex anymore. The kids don't.
Look,
they're not into sex anymore, apparently.
we
believe what I read. It was always overrated.
We need population growth.
Yes.
If you want to, the demise of any economy is pretty simple. Well, there's a lot of ways for the demise, but one of them is demographics, because that is, as we know, demographics is destiny. And we see aging countries that are not replenishing their youth. They don't have a workforce.
Japan.
And
China.
When you don't have enough people in the workforce, you cannot continue to increase production, or you can't have growth in services. And
You're
you
certainly
can't
going to have trouble with the
economic
retirement
output.
responsibilities as to what Autumn's speaking about, because that's not money that's saved. It's spent when you go in. It's a little bit, I know people don't like to hear this, because I'm not saying it's a complete Ponzi scheme, but it kind of works the same way.
It's a
Social
transfer
Security,
program.
you have to have new people coming on the airplane in order for the pilot to get his money to get off. I don't know if you're familiar with that particular Ponzi scheme. It's the only one anybody ever tried to get me involved with in Western New
never heard of
York.
that.
So in Western New York, it was called the airplane thing, or something. The airplane, and this is the way it was brought to me. I think I was about 22 years old, and so the idea is you think of it as an airplane. And everybody brings, say, $500 as they board, right? And that $500 is passed up through the passengers, to the co-pilot, to the pilot. And then all that money goes to the pilot. Pilot gets out, co-pilot goes to the passenger, the first passenger goes up. So long as you keep having people come into the plane with $500, then it works. But like every Ponzi scheme, sooner or later, amongst your circle of friends, somebody's going to be a plane full of people who lost their money. And then if you were the last pilot, you better get out of town. If you're the last person that got the big payoff and everybody else went broke, you better leave town.
Let's make that Gen Beta. I'd like to get Social Security at some point in my life.
Well,
I'm fully expecting not to get it in my lifetime, but I would like it to be
messed up. Don't you think that
down
that's
the
a
line.
problem?
Well, that is a problem, but the problem from the very beginning was that the money that was, as soon as they started it in the 30s, that money went to the people who were old then. And because that's what was needed. The famous stories of people, old widows eating
back.
cat food and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they needed it then, but we had a whole lot of young workers coming back from World War II and all of that by the 40s and the baby boom.
Mm-hmm.
So we created a whole bunch more, and now we're going to a different situation. But China is dealing with this maybe worse than we are.
China's dealing with it. Japan's dealing with it. A lot of European countries are dealing with it. It really is a global. You could say this is the downside of. I don't know what.
Well, no, it's because we're doing well. I mean, China is doing a lot better than they were before. They also are dealing with that one-child policy that was a part of their thing for so long, which may have contributed to a zeitgeist. People just aren't having kids around you. So even if you change the laws, maybe the culture is kind of sitting in a certain place.
If you think about stuff here too, it is difficult to purchase a home.
It's more than that. It's difficult just the cost of babysitting and preschool and all of that.
So we can't afford stuff. So it's like, have a kid? No thanks.
No,
yeah, it's really it's prosperity that impacts demographics, right? So the more educated and the more wealthy a country becomes, typically the lower the birth rate. And
and you go back to we used to be an agrarian economy. You needed 8 kids, 10 kids. 2 of them are
Especially
going
all
to
those
die.
things we talked about where people died so young.
That's why people
all
need,
those kids.
People need to get off Elon Musk for having so many kids. He's trying to help the
All right,
world.
this
He's
is
trying
what
to
I will
help
say.
this
This
country.
is-
out in the fields every day.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
he's creating nepo babies. That's a little bit different. I think that my thing with Elon, I have no problem with Elon having all these kids. I challenge him as the world's smartest man, supposedly, just to stand in front of me with no prompts and name all 13 kids. If you should never have more kids than you can name on the spot. That's my rule. Alex Williams says there's trouble on 285 on the west side. Da-na-na-na-na.
And the good luck charm that you are, Mr. Von Hessler, they just moved this stall off to the right. 285 southbound, the outer loop, below Hollowell Parkway, exit 12. Before you get to I-20 there was in the second right lane. Nonetheless, the damage is done with that, and all the volume is stacked up all the way back into Sandy Springs before you even get to I-75. We're checking on new trouble, 285 northbound, the outer loop into Cab. It's gotten pretty slow there between Flat Shoals and I-20. We'll scan the jam cam to see what's cooking there. And maybe some new trouble on the Stone Mountain Freeway, Andrew Seco.
That Von Hessler effect runs deep, Alex, because we were looking for it and just watched it move off to the shoulder. All lanes back open. 78 eastbound getting past Mountain Industrial, but it will take a couple minutes for the brake lights to thin out. They catch you as you pass 285 from this stretch. This report sponsored by Georgia Commute Options. With Georgia Commute Options, you can get more out of every mile. Earn prizes, gift cards, and other cool deals when you switch from driving alone to a cleaner trip. More at mygco.com. For the Courier Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
More local news.
Atlanta's airport's bracing for record-breaking crowds. Apparent murder in the Grant Park area.
More traffic.
A crash in the Cobb Cloverleaf.
One crash on I-20 westbound.
You're on and off the brakes beginning at University.
More weather.
Looking at rotation that is near the city of Brooks, thunderstorm is capable of producing a quick spin-up tornado.
Atlanta's morning news.
Governor Kemp reacting to that tariff pause.
Tomorrow morning at 5.
Wake up with 95.5 WSB. How Atlanta starts its day.
For garage door repair, Metro Atlanta calls the real overhead door company of Atlanta. They're the ones with the red ribbon. They're the ones who've been here since 1935. Others try to copy the name but cannot match the level of service. The red ribbon means 85 years of trust and loyalty from Metro Atlanta homeowners. Always look for the red ribbon. It means you got the genuine, the original overhead door company of Atlanta. Just call 404 USA Door.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So We ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on Portfolio X-ray, or click on Full Retirement Plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
I love my home, and now I found a company that loves it as much as I do. TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. It's Chris Chandler here. These folks have done work in my home. Boy, it didn't take long to realize I could trust their expertise, their attention to detail, and what I think you'll find, just as I did, an amazing level of service. TE Certified has more than 20,000 5-star reviews, and it's been serving Atlanta for decades.
TE Certified, we love your home.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Because I'm a very, very nice person, I'm going to repeat this hour's keyword for the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. This hour's keyword is WIN, W-I-N. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win. Okay, one more time. W-I-N. For your chance to win, the keyword is W-I-N. Win. All right, here's something I've been noticing lately, and I think it's a good barometer. It might be. I don't know. So fast food restaurants have been having some trouble. And
McDonald's was down.
Yeah, McDonald's has had the worst quarter since 2020, when the pandemic hit. And it's hitting some things. I don't really consider Chipotle necessarily fast food, but it's like it's
Chipotle.
Both of them. I don't consider either of them to be
Chipotle and Chipotle.
Yeah, neither of them I would put in the strict fast food thing, but it's quick. We'll call it quick food,
quick service.
Wendy's
fast casual is what they call it.
Well, I think fast casual is more like your
Panera?
Paneras and things like that. But it's somewhere in that area. Wendy's, things are not going well at all. Now, some of these places have raised their prices tremendously in the last few years, and the service has gotten pretty bad.
$8+ for a meal is ridiculous.
And you go in, and people are talking about these apps are not working. Like apparently, if you use these apps for these fast food restaurants, a lot of times you get your food not quicker, but it actually takes longer. Or people, if you do an app thing and you show up, and they're also making you use the app to get the deal. And I don't think fast food has got to look at it. People don't want to put their 10 favorite fast food places apps on their phone. It's just not going to work that way. So some of this has to do with service and things like that. But certainly you do worry when people stop going spending money at fast food because that means, like rich people can still do it, but that's the middle class and the lower middle class, and that's a lot of the money. They can tell you where things
look,
going.
it's a big sales drop, and it's kind of, I think it was something like 1% globally, but 3.5% of that, or a big chunk of the revenue drop was coming from the United States. And I don't know. The only answer is that inflation has a breaking point, and you're seeing that income demographics they're just reaching a breaking point. I don't know how. Look, if service was better, would the sales numbers not
if the
have gone
prices
down?
were down a little bit?
Maybe not. Just because there's only so much ratcheting higher we can afford in America, and again, that's different for every family and income level. But that, I think, is what's happening there.
I think the only place where you're not seeing that are the pizza chains that are out there, which I know they're not fast food, but if you go and you pick up...
Domino's actually, you're right. Delivery is down because it's expensive. People are going and picking up their own.
You can find some really good deals for any of them, whether it's Papa John's, Domino's, all those different pizza chains like that. I found that their prices have not gone up as much as like the places like McDonald's.
But wouldn't it be true?
Wendy's.
A place like Domino's is built around delivery. So even if their in-store stuff is doing better, if they lose a lot of their delivery stuff, that's going to hurt them because a lot of it is based on.
They're a tech company that makes pizza.
Is that what they're saying?
Interesting.
Hey, that music is playing. So Wes Moss, I think you're going to have to tell people how they can get more Wes Moss.
Happy to do so. Money Matters right here, 9 to 11, right here on WSB Radio and the Retire Sooner podcast. You can find it at Your Wealth. That's YOURwealth.com.
Thank you, Wes Moss.
Thanks, guys.
Alex Williams sees brake lights on 85 into Norcross.
Watching the slow traffic this afternoon, coming in with that merging madness on 85 North, trying to make your way past 285 Spaghetti Junction. It's a little bit better once you get past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, but you stack up again just north of Highway 316 for the ride up into Swanee, and jammed up on the Stone Mountain Freeway heading out to Stone Mountain due to the center lane crash. Highway 78 eastbound just past Mountain Industrial Boulevard. Those delays now stretch back to I-285. Checking the ride through the heart of the city, it's Andrew Seco.
Still looking at a lot of volume, no crashes or stalls holding you up, just the car in front of you. 75, 85 north and south. Northbound, the jam begins in East Point, just north of Langford Parkway. Southbound, we're seeing the delay spilling at a 400 and 85 proper. Slowing and going all the way down towards I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home for maximum value, and that's without the stress of listing your home on the market. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Trying to sell your home can be overwhelming. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the entire hassle, get an all-cash offer, and close within days. That means no showings, no open houses, and the best part, no stress. Just go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be, and then you can start packing.
Rates are up, rates are down. Every day it's something different. If you're curious about what's going on and when the best time will be to buy or refinance your home, call the experts I trust at MyLend. This is Scott Slade. There's a reason the guys and gals at MyLend are able to close loans that other local banks just can't. The folks at MyLend are local and somebody you can trust to make sure you get the best loan for your needs at the best rate. You don't have to take my word for it. Here are lines from some recent testimonials. MyLend kept me up to date and informed with every step of the way. They make you feel like you're one of the most important clients they have. MyLend specializes in home financing, and they've seen it all. So whether you want to access the equity in your home to pay for other debts, buy a new home, or anything else, MyLend is the place to call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Or online, it's mylend.com. Spelled it MILEND. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage License C148769. MyLend's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLend is an equal housing lender.
Noonan homeowners, join us for the grand opening of your new home outlet, May 15th through 17th. Save 20% off store-wide. We understand the demands of family life. Your home deserves more than what the budget sometimes allows. Now is your chance to save on the kitchen, bath, and flooring updates your home needs. Visit your employee-owned home outlet at 54 Bullsboro Drive to save 20%. 3 days only, May 15th to 17th, or shop online at homeoutlet.com.
Home Outlet is your home store.
Belinda Skelton here with Atlanta Vision Institute's very own Dr. Ashraf, who is one of the most experienced eye surgeons in the country. Dr. Ashraf, we've all watched the news and the economy is uncertain, but failing eyesight isn't. And if you've held back due to finances, we've got good news for you, don't we?
Yes, Belinda, as you know, our eyesights degrade as we age. And with the laser optics procedure, that resets all of that. And most of my patients go most of the day without glasses. They can even read their phone without glasses. And in terms of the economy, most of these patients, their medical insurance can cover most of the costs. And if it doesn't, we have a lot of good financing options for this procedure.
That's awesome, Dr. Ashraf. I urge you to take the quiz to see if you're a candidate. Go to 2020atlanta.com. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Is painting the house on your project list? Make this the last time you paint with Rhino Shield, backed by a 25-year warranty.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Our top story, some of the biggest names in baseball are reinstated after lifetime bans.
Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson have been reinstated by Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred. Rose's ban comes 8 months after his death, and a day before the Cincinnati Reds will honor baseball's career hits leader with Pete Rose Night. Manfred says bans will now expire after death, which means all members of the 1919 Chicago Black Sox are also reinstated. Jackson was accused of conspiring to throw the World Series in exchange for money. Rose involved in betting while a manager. They're both now eligible for the Sports Hall of Fame. Matt Piper, CBS News.
80 degrees in Atlanta. Pop-up showers and storms around the metro area at this hour. Some heavy rain right now just south of Mableton. When do we dry out and heat up? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A frustrated Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum is asking judges to help control crime. The chief says too many suspects are getting bond who have long rap sheets. He gives a couple of examples.
28 previous arrests, 4 felony convictions. Yet again, charged by the Atlanta Police Department for robbery. 26 previous arrests, 3 felony convictions, wanted for robbery.
Shearbaum's plea comes after New City crime stats showing murder is down but rape is up in the first 4 months of this year compared to last year. Auto theft, though, is down by nearly half. Gwinnett police are searching for a killer.
Currently, his whereabouts are unknown.
Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says they're looking for 39-year-old Frederick Taylor of Lawrenceville. He's wanted in the killing of 35-year-old Tiffany Trim of Snellville April 30th at a home on Hillsborough Drive.
They've taken out felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during commission of a felony warrant against Taylor.
A child in the home called 911 to say there was a fight between a man and a woman. DeKalb County police are investigating a shooting at a gas station on Hillendale Drive near Lithonia that leaves a 17-year-old dead and an 18-year-old injured. Police are searching for the shooter. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta may rule a Texas-based group used mass voter challenges to violate the Voting Rights Act prior to Georgia's dual U.S. Senate runoffs in 2021. In court today, a lawyer for the nonprofit True the Vote argues they did not intimidate voters.
Mere inconvenience, merely having to show a bill showing that you reside at a certain address is not sufficient to create reasonable intimidation.
But one of the judges hearing the case today says a lower court committed legal error in its ruling, finding no violation of the Voting Rights Act. 3 people are dead, 2 are injured in a 6-vehicle pileup on I-75 in North Georgia. It blocked the interstate near Adairsville for hours this morning. The Georgia State Patrol says the crash involved 6 vehicles, including 3 tractor trailers. One of the big rigs crashed into a car before slamming into 2 other tractor trailers, and 2 more vehicles, a Ford Ranger, caught on fire.
A popular app for home rentals is branching out.
Well, Airbnb is still doing its bread and butter by renting out homes for short-term stays, but now it's revamped its app with a new services section. That allows personal chefs, hairstylists, trainers, tour operators, and other upscale service providers to offer their expertise to anyone, not just the people staying in rental homes. The app has 10 categories of these new in-home services, nearly 20,000 tours and cooking classes alone. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
A push in Atlanta to help teens find summer jobs. Today is the 4th annual Summer Youth Employment Program signing day at Zoo Atlanta. Mayor Andre Dickens says it brings together employers from across the city with teens looking for work.
Boy, did our employers in this group project really did show up. We've had more than 150 Atlanta businesses sign on each year.
The companies offer internships to Atlanta's youth over the summer. It is 5:34. This news is sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Checking the ride in the work zone on I-20 through DeKalb County. You're seeing some volume from 285, but it breaks free once you get to exit 71 Panola Road. Also a big jam in DeKalb County with a center lane crash. Highway 78 eastbound past Mountain Industrial Boulevard, exit number 4 jams up the ride from 285 out toward the Big Rock. Maybe think about East Ponce, Highway 29, some alternates to get you around that. On the West Freeway, slowest part of I-20 westbound is starting right around Thornton Road and Lithia Springs for the ride out toward Highway 92, exit 37 in Douglasville. Checking the ride around I-285, it's Andrew Seco.
Circle the city, finding the worst jam leaving Sandy Springs. 285 East, the inner loop looking really tough. Had some earlier trouble down in Tucker near Lawrenceville Highway, and that mixing with the volume has cooked it all the way back. You're slowing and going big time all the way down to Escondo, Clarkston. Same story leaving on the outer loop, 285 westbound through Smyrna Vinings. You are jammed all the way down towards I-20 on the west side. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with a few scattered rain showers and thunderstorms rumbling through. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 81. Thursday, drying out and heating up. Partly cloudy, high 87. Friday, a mix of sun and clouds, high 89. Rain showers and thunderstorms return this weekend.
Scattered showers on Storm Tracker radar. Some heavy rain right now on Atlanta's west side. Also up in North Fulton, some heavy rain. 75 in Lawrenceville, 71 Douglasville, 78 in Locust Grove. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
A DUI conviction could be life-changing. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Some things really love the rain, like flowers, your lawn, frogs. Other things like your roof, not so much. And if your roof is old, it's taken a lot of abuse from the elements over the years. Home Fix It Show host Dave Baker here from my roofing experts at Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Water is your home's #1 enemy, and your roof is your front line of defense to stop it from getting inside. Heavy rain and severe storms like we've had recently can expose roof leaks and lead to water damage. So, how's your roof holding up? If you're not sure, I recommend you schedule a Findlay Roofing free roof analysis. It's easy. Go to roofroof.com, set up your appointment, and a highly trained professional will thoroughly examine your roof. No obligation, no charge. And if you need a new roof, remember Findlay has seen it all and replaced it all. They have replaced over 65,000 roofs in the metro area. That's why when it comes to your roof, you need to think of Findlay first. Schedule your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com.
Roof. If you're seeing cracks in the walls upstairs, downstairs, or outside, maybe even a door not closing, call the Foundation Repair Specialist. Hi, it's Mark Beckham here with Atlanta Ramjack, and we are your leading foundation repair experts. Set up your free estimate right now at atlantaramjack.com.
All right. Wes Moss out. Next at-large doctrinaire in.
It's time for Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe.
Oops.
Wait a second.
Oh, oops.
What are you? What are you?
I'm still alive.
Hold on. There's nothing.
Autumn,
there's nothing awry here. It's Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe. What is it that would be? What's the matter with you? Is there something that you find not lining up, or I don't understand? It's Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe.
I mean, normally I'm in the car.
Yeah.
Doing trivia tonight, so am I supposed to be?
Oh,
yeah,
you're late. You're late.
Oh no!
No. I didn't say it was.
Guys, I gotta go.
No. Hold on. No. I didn't say it was. I didn't say it was Wednesday. I just said it's Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe. That's all. But you're fine. Is there? What are you not
I guess
keeping
I
up? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm gonna pretend like I'm. Okay. No, yeah, no.
Have you been drinking?
No, yeah.
Well, yeah,
No.
but
Yeah. No,
Actually,
but no.
this is the second week in a row that we've done Wellness
Tylenol
Wednesday.
Tuesday. It's
Eh.
sponsored.
No, it's not.
Is it?
I don't take money from Big Pharma.
That's right. No, it's good pharma. Thank you. Not big. We
I
want to
think
call them good
we
pharma.
moved some things around. English Nick had some things to do, so we brought in Dr. Joe because he's got he's an egomaniac, and whenever there's a spotlight, he's willing to show up.
I'm
so
here. I'm
that's,
here.
That's what I call dependable. He's a dependable egomaniac.
I told my staff, you plug up that bleeding aorta. I gotta go.
I gotta
And
go.
I gotta
got
go.
things. Hey,
that
listen,
was it.
I have to be on the radio.
Right. That bleeding
if I-
aorta, they'll be fine.
Believe me, if I wasn't on the radio, I'd save his life. But duty calls.
This is important.
All right. So on this Tuesday edition of Wellness Wednesday, Dr. Joe will help us tackle some of the medical, wellnessy nonsense going on in the current events.
Well, new CDC data has found that West Virginia is the most obese state in the United States.
It's always West Virginia.
Look at their governor.
Is he a big guy?
They need that big fat guy.
First of all, you don't have to say big fat because fat.
Well, I want to emphasize.
Well, you're saying you're really trying to hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
Maybe if he's like Brian Kemp's buddy today, and he came to Atlanta to see his buddy Brian
he's
Kemp,
listening.
and he's listening.
You ought to check out this funny radio show, Fatso.
All right. Yes.
In fact, two out of 3 adults, or 2 out of 5 American adults, are obese. Right, Dr. Joe?
That's exactly right. Yes.
They all live in West Virginia.
They all do. Well, yes. Everybody else is skinny. They're rolling with.
What is it about West Virginia? It's just like because we have a lot. I mean,
poor.
Yeah, there's that.
They have snowshoe though, which is great East Coast skiing.
No, that's for privileged people like you who don't live in West Virginia.
Nobody in West Virginia's had snowshoe. Yeah.
Well, Don Knotts is from West Virginia when he was always skinny when he was alive.
That's right. He never.
right.
Okay, so there's one. So we have the governor versus Don Knotts.
Right.
And that's a wash. But I think it goes more governor than Don Knotts
think
after
so.
that.
Joe
Apparently,
Manchin's not that fat.
no, he's not. Their politicians are outside of the governor.
Yeah.
Relatively.
He goes to snowshoe.
Lean.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's what it is.
He smuggles into good food.
He's
from,
an elitist.
Autumn's right. It's poor. All they have there is fast food and Dollar Tree and
yeah.
Well, you can make food at home too. I mean,
There's a lot of poor though. I mean, there's a lot of
Oh,
and like maybe they can't afford better food to eat. Or
Starches.
Maybe they're
Dollar Tree is their grocery store.
They have low
you know?
education rates and things.
Well, I feel that at least should move around a little bit. I mean, you'd think Mississippi would be the fattest state every once in a while.
They're usually the lowest in education, but yeah. So,
but they have a couple of universities that.
That's
well,
right.
so does West Virginia. So they're.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, West Virginia is not. It's not so far away from like
Virginia.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
It's
I
not,
mean,
but
it's
it's
like-
a very different place.
I know it is.
Folks live in the mountains up there. Yeah, and they make their own moonshine.
That's right. I make my own. Like I've been growing my own food for 15
the weed at Bob Evans every day.
Well,
I
it's
go to
just-
the sheets.
this is my thing now. Is try to get people off the sheets.
That's where I go to get groceries.
Give me 6 schmuffins.
I like them roly hot dogs.
It's just so
Big deal.
important, isn't it? Just to not let that happen to you. I mean, if you want to avoid, this is a lot of what RFK Jr. is talking about. I don't know if he's going to do it the right way, and you can't tell people
Probably
what they can
not.
and can't do.
Or if
but-
he's not insane. We're not sure.
right, but yeah, I mean, but the idea is. What's the kind of diseases they talk about? It's like when you're just from diabetes and overweight. There's a name for it. I was just
Metabolic
reading.
diseases,
Metabolic.
yes. Mhm.
If you just try to avoid these things
Yeah.
by, not allowing yourself to become obese. It's not, I'm
Swimming
not making
bacteria
fun
creeks.
I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. I'm just trying to extend a hand out that says, this is the way to not feel terrible every day. You shouldn't be taking a walk every day because you want to look like an Adonis. You're probably not going to. You should be doing this stuff and not overeating just simply so that you feel better on a daily basis.
But even at the Billy Idol concert, I stood in line, and as far as I can see in both directions, it was nobody who was of a healthy weight.
And this is an older crowd, too.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, but they had some young
That tells
people
you
there.
how good medicine is.
Yeah, keeping them alive, baby.
Oh yeah.
Back in the 1800s, you didn't drag this weight into
I
your
gotta say
70s
though,
and
impressive.
make
though,
it for very long.
Leaving that show, seeing one lady in particular walking out of there with her, I guess like a wagon for her oxygen tank. I thought that was badass. I'm like, you know what? That's going to be me.
It always depresses me when I see it because it's like,
I'm like, you know what? But you know what? She drug that
she
oxygen tank
doesn't
all the
depress-
way out there.
No, I'm glad for her, and I'm glad she saw a show that she wants to show. It's just wants to see. It's just me being getting up there as well. It makes me think like maybe this is over. Maybe I shouldn't be attending things like this anymore.
No, absolutely. You're the exception, not the rule, though.
She cried. She cried more, etc. Go out there and enjoy yourselves. I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. I'm glad she had a great night. I'm happy. It just makes me think.
I mean, she stayed all the way through the encore. I mean, I left when the show was done, like when it was done, and she was out there walking with her little.
You stayed to the encore too, as well.
I sure did.
You'll get. Oh, it's because you take Ubers. You're not getting out of the park.
Well, I drove up that time. I didn't
can't stand having to leave a concert.
Half hour before I can even move out of my parking space.
Yeah, I can't. And then you got to get one nice person who lets you back out. I hate that.
That's why you leave before the encore.
Yes, but that's kind of like, I don't know if you've noticed this. They tend to save really good songs for the
You
encore.
just go look online. Oh, they played that. That's
Well, you could have watched that the whole thing online. This guy never sees the end of a concert.
Sometimes I do.
He barely sees the beginning. Come on, you know?
I know. I have been at concerts when it's not even halfway through, and I look to my right and
Gone.
Did he go
I
to
used
get
to
a
do
Coke
the
or what?
Irish goodbye, which is
just walk out.
Yeah, but I stay now mostly.
No, he did go to the last 10,000 Maniacs concert. He stayed for about 4 songs.
He was there the whole show. And it was a free show outdoors with easy parking.
I have been at the same shows with Tim where the next day or whatever, he's like, they were great. I said, yeah, man, especially at the end. Yeah, well, I wasn't there for that.
That opening song was good, yeah.
They were great, and you left. You left in the middle of them being great. I can imagine if they had a couple boring songs.
I'm telling you, there's a hack. If you wait through the encore and just wait 15 minutes while everybody files out, everybody wants to rush out of there. If you wait 15 minutes,
I don't know that it's
oftentimes the
15.
traffic's better.
I don't know that it's 15.
Add an hour to that.
I would say maybe an hour.
Up in
or so.
Alpharetta, they don't know what they're doing, but in Atlanta at least. In
Oh
about 15
yeah, you
minutes.
never have traffic jams in Atlanta after sporting events or concerts. What's great is they never schedule something at State Farm and at Mercedes and the Tabernacle at the same moment. They never do that. Yeah,
Alpharetta is horrible to get in and out of. The parking there is garbage.
But whenever you have that kind of parking where it's that lawn parking where everybody's right next to it and they have the 2 rows, that's just impossible. So you either have to leave a little bit early before the encore, or you're just best off to just sit there and talk with your friends.
Yeah, just wait.
And
Hang
wait
out.
an hour.
Cool.
That's really the best way to do it. The same thing with leaving football games, anything. That's the only time I'll Uber, and I don't care how much it costs. I don't care.
It's worth your sanity.
Got back from Spain, and then my son's like, "Oh, this Uber is ridiculous. It's like $100." I just came all the way from Spain. I don't.
Hop on the train. Go right
You know
up
how
to
much
North
money?
Springs.
You know how much money I wasted in Spain?
Yeah.
I'm going to waste $100 more to be home in 45
Enjoy
minutes.
yourself. You live longer.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Alex Williams says there's a crash on Highway 78 heading to Stone Mountain.
Yeah, watching this one right now on the jam cam, and it still sits there in the center lane. Left lane and right lane are what's open, but it is jammed that ride back to I-285. Think about maybe Hugh Howell Road, East Ponce, Memorial, some alternates you can take there. While we're checking the ride to the northern suburbs, still seeing some brake lights. Not terrible, but you're on and off the brake pedal into Norcross on I-85 northbound as you leave 285 into Cab, getting up past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. 400 northbound, still seeing some brake lights from 285 there in Sandy Springs up past the North Springs MARTA station. Then you'll see a little bit more volume in Alpharetta from Haynesbridge Road up to Windward Parkway. How are things looking on I-75 toward Cobb and Cherokee counties, Andrew Seco?
Just watch some trouble fizzle on the maps here. We're looking a lot better heading north, 75, 85. We did have a big slow spot here as you're approaching Chastain Road in Kennesaw. Southbound, seeing some heavy delays by the ballpark. Got some game day traffic happening right now. Delays back towards South Marietta Parkway, as well as the outer loop and the surrounding surface streets around the park. Circle 75 Parkway, Wheater Reach Parkway, and Highway 41. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my God, you saved my day.
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is tomorrow morning at 8.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
On 95.5 WSB.
Not everything in life comes with a guarantee, but for premium, local, farm fresh sod that comes with a 1-year guarantee, family owned and operated, NG Turf is the only grower to consider. NG Turf sells direct to homeowners. Get your sod from a certified turf professional at ngturf.com.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Beaver Direct certified, providing the highest quality vehicles at the very best prices. Every vehicle undergoes rigorous reconditioning with the industry-leading 12-month, 12,000-mile certified warranty. Visit us at beavertoyotacumming.com and see why everyone loves Beaver Direct.
Light and bright interior spaces are a top trend in home design.
It's Ted and Jonathan from North Georgia Replacement Windows. You can paint all the white you want, but it won't brighten your home more than natural light. Let the light in.
Brighten your home with more daylight and bigger views with Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows.
Your detailed window installation will be quick, clean, and hassle-free.
Window and door shopping made simple.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. That's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people pay to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it squeaking and whining for attention? Overhead Door Company of Atlanta is here with same-day repair service. Experienced technicians have been servicing homeowners in Atlanta since 1935. That's 90 years. Overhead Door Company of Atlanta can handle all your garage door and opener needs. For same-day repair service, schedule online at overheaddooratlanta.com or call 404-USA-DOOR.
All right, it's Wellness Wednesday on Tuesday. We've already explained it. I'm not going to go into it again, but we do have a podcast that's available all the places that you get this here show. Every show, I don't know, somewhere, depending on how good Jared and George are working out the communications, I don't know, within like an hour and 15 minutes after the show goes off the air. It's available in all of your, and now this is new. I wanted to announce this. Not only available on all your pod catchers, but now also all of your dream catchers. So it's never been easier to find out why we're doing Wellness Wednesday on Tuesday. But I'm not going to tell you now. Just give me the next story.
You know, some podcatchers and dream catchers catch the show faster than others. I can't understand why, but some do.
Some people sleep deeper earlier in their sleep. It's great. When the dream catcher gets it, then your entire dream is the show, which is a fantastic way.
That's not a nightmare?
To take,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
it could be.
Even Autumn?
Yeah, you can have autumn in your dreams, pal.
Wait.
Hey, I don't consent.
Yeah, it's a dream. It don't
It's
matter.
a dream. You gotta consent to a dream. That would be a great thing. I'm going to say that's the next thing I'm going to say was, hey, I dreamed of you last night. I didn't consent to that.
That's
I didn't consent to that.
Bring it up with George Stein next time. See if we can
get a lawsuit
legalities
going.
of it. Yes.
Ask HR at blah. All right, what do we got for the Dr. Joe here?
All right, this was
nutritionist or whatever the hell he's calling himself these days.
Hanging out.
This was written by Sumathi Reddy over at the Wall Street Journal.
I don't have to know who wrote it. I just need you to tell me it's from the Wall Street
It's in the
Journal.
wellness section and
Yeah,
also
yeah.
your health section
Yeah,
over
yeah,
the Wall
great,
Street Journal. Page 23.
See, the point is, we just if we're building off a story, just the source. That's all. Wall Street Journal.
Creatine is all the rage again. Should you take it? That's the question many are asking.
Doesn't that shrink your
No,
goodies?
no.
Huh?
That's
Does
not
it
a
shrink your
steroid.
goodies?
No, it's not a steroid, no.
Okay. Your biscuits? I don't know.
Take
What
a
do
look at
people
this. Yeah.
That's the other way.
Now,
I got that wrong.
creatine actually can be good in small amounts. If you take too much,
What
that's
is it?
It's an amino acid. It helps build muscle.
Okay,
Yeah.
but all right. So are people taking it moderately the way that you're talking about?
Well, you're supposed to.
In this
but-
trendy way?
Yeah, but if you take too much, it can really cause a lot of liver damage. Like, professional athletes say, well, this is going to pass a, drug screening. I can take this, but too much of it will, really destroy
So
your
it
liver.
will mask things in your liver? Is that it?
No, it just, the liver's trying to break this down, and it can cause liver damage. In small amounts, like I take it. I take a very small amount, probably a half a teaspoon.
Creatine? Really?
Yeah.
A
but
half a teaspoon.
Vegan creatine, of course.
So what do? Just mix that in with some grape Kool-Aid or something?
Yeah, my LSD, it's right up there, man. Trucking.
It's big in like the smoothie. So like people put it in like, their banana and
Yeah,
peanut
with
butter.
their protein and all their other
Yes.
nonsense.
Things that are going to make us live forever. That's why I got to get younger friends. I figure my friends my age are going to be dying soon.
Well, that's what I did. I went and got younger friends, Greg and Autumn. Now they're old.
Now they're old
How
too,
does
yeah.
that make me feel?
Now you got a younger friend. They're kids. You can hang out with
No,
their kids.
I'm not doing the double leap.
Get some
Okay.
Gen Z friends.
Yeah.
I have one or two.
I have Gen Z. I have a Gen Z child.
Yeah, but have a buddy.
His friends are okay because they're his friends. So
Right,
that'll
yeah.
be the
Just
exposure
start
that I
scrolling,
have.
Eric. Just start walking to the hallway and scroll, and you'll make friends.
Oh yeah,
You'll
the
bump
Gen,
into
the
people.
Gen Zers.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They bump into each other.
Oh, yeah.
and
hi.
immediately decide to never have sex with one another. I think that's how it works for that generation. Alex Williams is checking the slow ride down through downtown.
Slow it is indeed, Eric. We're watching the brake lights start in Buckhead on 400 South at Lennox Road. About a half hour, maybe just a tick longer than that as you make the ride down to I-20 with northbound delays, 75-85 University Avenue up past Peachtree Pine Street. Water main break repairs continue on Claremont Road at Briarcliff Road. They're blocking at least one lane in each direction there. Very slow in each direction. You could consider North Druid Hills, but that's slow as well. Oak Grove can help you get around that. What's the story on the crash on the Stone Mountain Freeway, Andrew Seco?
Well, they're blocking a center lane here, Alex. Highway 78 eastbound towards Mountain Industrial Boulevard. Delays back to you all the way towards 285. Got a slow ride here, just like Foghead says. Take it easy on your way towards the Big Rock. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Preparing to sell your home can be costly and time-consuming. Skip the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Say goodbye to the stress that comes with showings, open houses, and costly home repairs. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate will sell your home fast and for maximum value. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home for top dollar. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your rate is locked in for 10 years. And Breda's termite guarantee is unmatched in the industry.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Multiple contractors and estimates for your home projects? What a hassle. Instead, trust the Plus. Painting Plus.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. We're reliable, fully licensed, and insured. No muss, no fuss. Trust the Plus and leave everything on your list to us.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
Dave Baker here. I know you have big plans for the summer. Did you include plumbing and electrical problems? No? Well, let's keep it that way. Here's a couple of things you can do to avoid nasty summer issues from my friends at Brightbox Electrical and Mr. Plumber, both from the Coolray family of companies. For starters, Mr. Plumber's currently offering a $99 water heater flush. Flushing your water heater is like getting an oil change for your car. It gets rid of buildup and will extend the life of your water heater, and $99 is a great price. Or maybe summer storms have you nervous about losing power to your home and all your important electronics like entertainment systems, your refrigerator, your heating and air, or your medical devices. Brightbox Electrical is currently offering $500 off a Generac home standby generator. You can keep the juice flowing in your home no matter the season or the reason. Go to Coolray.com and schedule your appointment today.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. Hey, it's Eric Von Hassler. George Stein has been a personal and professional friend for decades. He literally wrote the book on DUI defense in Georgia. I trust him, and you can too. GeorgeStein.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, Atlanta police are celebrating a victory when it comes to one of the city's most nagging crimes.
Vehicle theft down 41% citywide the first third of this year. One big reason, says Chief Darren Shearbaum, residents doing their part.
We ask citizens, take one of the free clubs we are providing you. Have your Kia or Hyundai fixed so individuals can exploit that vulnerability.
Now the chief is asking judges to do their part, stop granting bond to suspects with long rap sheets.
Individuals that have already shown that their proclivity is toward violence, this should have been a red flag for a judge.
Another red flag, rape in Atlanta is up 24%. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
77 degrees in Atlanta. Some heavy rain right now in the heart of downtown Atlanta. Will these pop-up storms be back tomorrow? And what day gets close to 90? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A federal appeals court in Atlanta hears arguments today in a voter intimidation case in Georgia.
An attorney for voting rights group Fair Fight says the mass challenges True the Vote mounted against some 365,000 voters were not only the largest in Georgia's history, but a history of voter intimidation repeating itself. Attorney Jake Evans argues they didn't intend to intimidate, but 11th Circuit Judge Federico Moreno was skeptical.
Come on, they're duking it out. We got to make sure we don't have people from other places voting. We want to intimidate them without using those words. Wasn't that the purpose of it?
Well, that was not the purpose at all.
No word when the panel will rule. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Police reveal a suspect's name in a Gwinnett County murder 2 weeks ago.
It was some sort of domestic dispute that apparently led to the murder of 25-year-old Tiffany Trim of Snellville last month. Gwinnett Police Corporal Ryan Winterweedle says they're looking for a man from Lawrenceville.
The homicide unit has identified Frederick Taylor, 39-year-old from Lawrenceville, as the suspect in this homicide on Hillsborough Drive.
2 juveniles who live in the home the victim was visiting called police and were not injured. You're asked to call police with any information about Taylor. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
A man accused of trying to kidnap a girl waiting for a school bus in Cobb County is under arrest. Police say 39-year-old Saron Kennedy of Mableton tried to take the 12-year-old girl on Riverside Parkway. Cobb County Police Sergeant Eric Smith tells Channel 2 Action News the girl was able to get away.
I do not know if anyone else intervened, but she was able to avoid being kidnapped by this subject.
The girl told her school counselor what happened, and she was able to give police a detailed description of the suspect. Kennedy is now charged with attempted kidnapping. Happening now, crews working to fix a broken water main on a busy DeKalb County road. It's on Claremont at Briarcliff, where water was spewing into the air. The water main break is near the Piedmont Urgent Care on Claremont Road. No word on how long it's going to take to finish the repairs. DeKalb County residents are demanding water shutoff notices stop going out.
Earlier this year, the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners voted to increase water and sewer rates by 10%. Measures were put in place to protect low-income residents. But despite that, shutoff notices are still being sent out. Brandy Knox among the residents who's gotten them.
I received a water bill for more than $18,000, an amount that does not reflect my household's actual usage.
Now DeKalb County residents are saying those shutoff notices need to be halted until a new income-based water affordability program takes effect, which is July 1st. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Pete Rose and shoeless Joe Jackson are removed from Major League Baseball's banned list. It means both are now eligible for Baseball's Hall of Fame. Both participated in gambling controversies. Rose bet on games while he was manager of the Cincinnati Reds. Jackson participated in the infamous Black Sox scandal from the 1919 World Series. The NFL announces today there will be 7 international games this upcoming season, and that includes the Falcons playing the Colts in Germany. The game on November 9th will be played at Olympic Stadium in Berlin with kickoff at 9:30 a.m. Atlanta time. It'll be the NFL's first regular season game in Berlin. The Falcons' full schedule will be released tomorrow. It is 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Still watching the big jam on Highway 78 eastbound, the Stone Mountain Freeway leaving 285 right now. Just a left lane is getting by as they try to get this crash off to the right shoulder. East Ponce, Hugh Howell, Highway 29, Memorial Drive. Plenty of options to get you around that. Elsewhere, we're looking for new trouble. DOT says crash 285 westbound. The outer loop in Cobb County, right at I-75, exit 20, might be knocking out a few center lanes. That's going to just make it even worse coming out of Sandy Springs. Speaking of Cobb, how are we looking on I-75, Andrew Seco?
Still watching the jam out of Marietta towards Smyrna Vinings with game day traffic going on near Truist Park. We're bleeding on to 285 as well. We're back towards North Marietta Parkway. Look out for jams near the ballpark as well. Windy Ridge Parkway, Circle 75 and Highway 41. 400 working well. We might have something jamming up. Unusual delays we usually don't see this time of the afternoon. 400 northbound approaching Abernathy Road at exit number 5. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with a few scattered rain showers and thunderstorms rumbling through. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 81. Thursday, drying out and heating up. Partly cloudy, high 87. Friday, a mix of sun and clouds, high 89. Rain showers and thunderstorms return this weekend.
Storm Tracker radar shows some heavy rain moving through the heart of Atlanta right now. 79 in Tucker, it's 80 in Conyers, 75 in Peachtree City. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
I can't believe it, Caiaccio. Your fingers are not lying. It is hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine, and it begins right now.
I thought Bill had 5 fingers up. I was confused. He had 1 finger up earlier.
Oh, no. Even if first of all, nobody has 5 fingers on one hand, so.
Excuse me, 4 fingers and a thumb. I thought he
Thank you. Thank you very much. That opposable thumb is what separates us from the lower animals and politicians.
I thought Trump had a thumb.
I'm kidding, of course. I've gone thumbless.
I have 2. No, I've gone thumbless. I can still pick things up.
The opposable thumb. You see that right there? You know why they call it the opposable thumb?
Because it opposes the other
It
finger.
opposes, the palm. The thing it can look right at it. And that is the reason that we, along with one other thing, abstract thought. Abstract thought, you can think it without having to actually experience it. And with the opposable thumb, you can build it. And that's what made us jump to the top. Can we beat up a lion or a tiger? No, we cannot. They're stronger than we are. But with
But we could
abstract
build something
that
that
beat-
beat up a lion or a
Or
tiger.
hold a rifle and shoot it at him.
And we have
that's what I just said.
the
Tim.
You said
exact-
build something
Oh,
that
you
would
build a
pen them
rifle.
up.
Well,
Did you-
no,
all
see-
right. Well, geez.
No, you guys. You know what? I'm wondering if either of you have opposable thumbs the way that you're talking.
I have
right now.
opposable toes.
I'm opposed to whatever he's
I can
saying.
pick up things with my toes. You can?
She-
You're a freak.
Her opposable thumb opposes everything that you stand for.
Eric, this is the beginning of a rom-com. They're picking on each other now.
I know.
but
They
then
don't
by
like each
the
other
end-
at first.
Yeah.
These two.
It's the sequel.
These two.
They hate each other now. What's
We've
the
got
opposite
Bale
of a
Part
rom-com?
Two. Well, they love each other at first, and then they hate each other.
Hate-com.
It's a hate com. Has anybody done that yet? That branding must have been used.
Mike
at some
White's
They
on
point.
it right
don't fall in love. They continue to hate each other.
You know, they start. I think they should start in love and then just realize over the 2 hours they can't stand each other. It was the worst
well,
idea. You know,
that's
like
a bunch of movies.
just
so.
like half the marriages in America.
Yeah.
That's true.
Exactly.
Dr. Joe.
Odd noise. How do you make?
Did I make that noise or did he make that
you
noise?
made that
I
noise.
made it.
I don't think. How do you? Can you
like
do
a-
that again?
I don't know if I can do it on
Well,
command like that.
Dr. Joe, you may not realize this, but this is an audio medium, so we have to be making up noises from
That's
time to
true,
time.
yes.
That's our version of shiny metal objects.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't. Well, we can't afford sound effects here at WSB,
That's
so
right.
we have to make them ourselves.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, that's a good one though. It's not. I don't know. Good door creaking or. I don't,
See, you hear that? That's not a clown. That's Autumn.
no, that's a clown.
That was my mouth.
Yeah.
That's her mouth.
She's doing that with her mouth.
Wow.
And the FC,
What's that? We don't
that
even
one,
know.
that one is. I think the FCC's not. They're not digging that one.
Walk, 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 walk.
that.
All right.
It's a
Oh,
duck.
I see.
It's a
George
duck.
is on the phone, and the
Okay.
FCC's on with George.
That's it. Yeah.
Hello. Yes, this is the FCC. Stop talking. All right. What
We're
do
not
we have
talking, we're
for?
making
Do
noises.
you have any of the others? What do we
For
got?
some reason, we're doing Wellness Wednesday on Tuesday. Stop asking
What are
questions.
we gonna do tomorrow?
We're gonna do.
Doodle pig.
No.
No.
Whoa.
English Nick. Angry Nick.
Angry.
Well, that'll be on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow will be Bill Crane's Brain Drain and Greg Russ.
Right. So today, I don't know why he moved you from Wellness Wednesday, but tomorrow we'll have Les. We'll have. I mean, Greg is
Two
really.
guests per day.
You consider Greg a guest?
He's not a
really-
guest.
he's a
He's
doctor
not a
at
guest.
large.
True.
He's
true.
part of the team.
But his
then
segment
the
is
other,
treated
like
like a
Wes
guest
Moss and Dr. Joe and Bill Crane, I consider at-large doctrinaires.
Yes, we're very honored to have that title.
You
It's on my
should.
resume.
You should.
Mm-hmm. Top of the thing.
I don't know why I became Seinfeld when I said that. You should.
You should be very pleased.
All right, what's next?
All right, this is from the New York Post. Weight loss drugs may cut cancer risk by 50%, according to transformational news study.
You're talking about the Wegovy stuff and the.
That's right, those Ozempics.
Okay, let me ask,
GLP-1s are what they're called.
is it actually the drug or is it the fact that you're not obese? Which one?
I'm agreeing with you on this one.
Yeah.
They say further studies are necessary, but people that are losing weight seem to have lower risk of cancer. Well, yeah, you're not putting all that junk in your body anymore. You're not putting anything in your body in many cases.
Can I give you a truth bomb
Please do.
and the listeners?
I'm sitting.
Let me tell you what's going on. You're seeing all of us. Oh, that was great little noise there.
There you go.
See?
Got it.
Yeah.
Pro.
I think that what's happening here, this is I can't prove it. I don't know this for a fact. I will be surprised to find out it isn't true. Suddenly there's all of these stories. Every week there's a new story about how Ozempic and Wegovy are actually good for this other thing.
Yes.
And this. And it looks like it might cure blindness or something like all of this stuff because I think they want to be picked up by Medicare. And they want to be available, and there's a little bit of a pushback for, hey, it's kind of if you want to lose weight, I don't know that every taxpayer, but if you start going, well, cancer and this other thing,
Diabetes.
now, it's
Well,
not
it already was for diabetes.
Right,
So
one of
people
them was,
that
yeah.
were that did have diabetes were able to be
sure.
prescribed.
It
this
was a
medication.
diabetes drug at
Yeah.
first, and
Right.
obviously the thing that helps you with diabetes is that you lose weight, and you could still make the argument if it makes it easier for people to lose weight, then you will have an effect on things like cancer and the
Alzheimer's,
metabolic,
everything, right,
yeah,
yeah.
all of these things. So I'm not saying it's a completely wrong argument, but I'm just calling BS on the fact that we're kind of being loaded
Yes.
with these stories because I think what's really going on is it will be quite a boon to the
Yes.
pharmaceutical companies if these are forever drugs.
Forever drugs. That's
You know,
it.
if you're an obese teenager and you start at 13 or 14, you're talking about a customer, you know, if they live to be 70, 80
Right.
years old, and if you get Medicare jumping in on that, I mean, that's going to be something else. So, listen, I get it, but I'm not saying that it wouldn't be good for people, but the real play here is to
Right.
get the government to subsidize another forever drug. That's the real play here. I'm not saying
Ozempic
that
forever.
Yeah, I'm not saying that wouldn't help people. I'm not
Right.
saying ultimately
Right.
people would lose weight and then that would have the effect on these other things. But I just know it seems like every week there's a new study that tells us that it's curing something else or it's helping something else, and that makes my antennae.
And I noticed that your antennaes popped up.
Yeah, only one. Only one.
What,
Only one.
antennae?
Just antennae.
Singular?
It's just an antennae.
Okay, good.
It wasn't.
I thought it was just
antenna.
cold in there.
Yeah, well, if it was cold, it would have shriveled up. That didn't work at all.
Ha ha!
Nips.
Oh, nips, there you go.
Tim's keeping his job.
All right. Do you have another? I think anything more? I kind of like. I filibustered on that one. Is there anything you would like to add to that story?
No, I'm in agreement with you 100%.
Fat
And they're
shot.
getting so what?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
The fat shot.
Do we have that audio from yesterday?
I love
Okay.
that.
I'm sure
Was
I
it
could
from
pull it
you?
up.
Yeah. So did you hear this? The president was telling the story about. You weren't here yesterday.
I wasn't here yet. I should
Autumn,
be.
you didn't hear
Why
it,
wasn't
did you?
I
I
invited?
know it though because I live in the world.
Okay, all right. So this is him. He's telling anecdotally because he wants to bring get most favored nation status for the prescription drugs, meaning that the lowest price that any country gets has to be matched by the U.S.
Right.
And he tells this story about a fat guy that he knows, and he thinks. I mean, anybody who knows this guy knows who he's talking about. But it's just funny the way he put it.
I mean, I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine who's a businessman, very, very, very top guy. Most of you would have heard of him. A highly neurotic, brilliant businessman, seriously overweight, and he takes the fat shot drug.
Fat shot.
And he called me up, and he said, President, he calls me, he used to call me Donald, now he calls me President. So it's nice
Grandpa.
respect, but he's a rough
Get to
guy,
the
smart
point,
guy.
Grandpa.
Very successful, very rich. I wouldn't even know how we would know this, but because he's got comments. President, could I ask you a question? What? I'm in London, and I just paid for this damn fat drug I take. I said, it's not working. He said, I just paid $88. And in New York, I pay $1,300. What the hell is going on?
What a great friend. It's not working.
Hey, fat ass. Not working.
You thought you was a fat shot,
Didn't you?
didn't you?
Do I
I just
pull-
like to. He's like your mom who's telling you some story about a neighbor. It's
Yeah.
like, remember your neighbor? She was the one who had the car. The car. I think my sister had that car when I was
Oh yeah,
growing
we
up.
loved it. And then her husband left. It has nothing to do with the story, but you remember her
Yeah,
husband
you
left
just
because
tell me what Janine
yeah.
left for me. What?
Yeah.
What?
You call it the weave.
Well, yeah,
It's
the
the
weave,
weave.
weaving and all that.
Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285, unfortunately, in Cobb by the ballpark.
And a little bit better news here, Eric. We love it when you bring the good luck. It was a crash involving a tractor trailer, 285 westbound, the outer loop right there at Cobb Parkway, exit 19. Knocked out 2 to 3 center lanes. They moved it quickly to the right shoulder, but it's still a slow ride back to Georgia 400 there in Sandy Springs, 75 south. Still slow getting past the ballpark coming out of Marietta. And some better news in Stone Mountain. The crash, 78 eastbound past Mountain Industrial Boulevard, finally on the right shoulder. Going to take some time for those delays to improve, leaving 285. We also got trouble on I-85 in Gwinnett County, Andrew Seco.
That we do have a stalled out big rig in a center lane. Hero just arrived on scene. PD, as I'm speaking, just blocked a second center lane here. 85 southbound. See the jam at Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102. Brake lights taking you all the way back to Highway 316. The sports sponsored by the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is coming to Atlanta. Get ready for a global soccer showdown at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Don't just watch history, be there. Get tickets at FIFA.com/tickets. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you,
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news
They
source.
had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by
When
them.
you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
You didn't choose to get in a wreck, but you can choose the best attorney. Trust the guys I trust, the strong arm, John Foy and Associates. Smiler Mark McKay here. They treat you with compassion and respect with zero upfront cost. If I got in a wreck, this would be my first call, johnfoy.com.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 SeasonsGarages.com.
Selling your home does not have to be a circus act. With Orchard, you can skip the juggling and get paid twice. Hey, it's Eric Von Hassler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash up front from your current home so you can go ahead and buy your next place without waiting around. No juggling closings, no temporary rentals, no, hey mom, can I stay for a week situations. While you're moving into your new home, Orchard is behind the scenes getting your old one ready. Repairs, showings, even upgrades to bump up that sale price. And when it sells for more, like it usually does, you get that money too. So yeah, it's like getting paid twice. Once now, once later. And who doesn't want to be paid twice? Come on. We all love getting paid twice. Start with a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. No pressure, no catch, just a smarter way to move. That's Orchard. Tell him, Von Hassler. Sorry, I get really enamored when I hear my own voice. I got to snap out of it. Dr. Joe, tell people how they can get more Dr. Joe.
Never enough Dr. Joe. Sunday nights, 8 to 10 right
well,
here.
Oh, come on, that's not.
No, I don't know. I've heard different.
There's other people saying that?
Oh,
okay. Well, I
it's
stand
on social
corrected.
media. Yeah, come on.
I've seen him at the Billy Idol show. People were lining up. Dr.
Joe,
Oh, man.
Dr. Joe,
The women throwing their panties like this big at me, hit me in the
Oh,
head, knock
yeah,
me over.
yeah.
Not like the old
It's a
days.
good night.
Parachutes.
It's a good night for you.
It was. Tom Jones, the later years. You know? All right, Sunday. Got a visual, I'm sorry.
Yes, I know. We all have the visual.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Sunday nights, 8 to 10 right here on WSB. I'll take your health questions. And if you have a question during the week, you can always email me through my website, drjoe.com. Or if you want to make an appointment, drjoe.com. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge. I want to be your doctor.
All right, Dr. Joe. Trump says he's going to have no tax on tips, child tax. Oh, no, those are the West Moss. Sorry. Those are my West Moss notes.
Stay in the market. Don't come out.
Another story for Dr. Joseph.
Well,
I don't even know his last name. Dr. Joe.
I don't have a last name.
This
Yeah.
next story
Share.
was published in the Journal of Nature Communications. And they have found...
So this is like the way trees talk to each other?
They talk to each other through fungus
Yes.
erode
I wanna
underneath
know.
the ground.
No, we're not going to. Come on. No, you don't
I'm
need
keeping
to know.
tabs
You
on
don't
it.
need to know.
Oh, Dr. Josh Leota.
No,
Thank you.
but-
Any relation to
I
Ray?
love that one. That guy.
Whose show is this?
You know what?
Mutiny.
Tim asks and I deliver.
Thank you, Joe.
Exercise before bed is linked with disrupted sleep, according to this.
I've known that all my life.
Yeah,
I know,
man.
right?
I never understood.
We just wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
it's like they're theories, and then, you test them, and you got to test them again.
You want to exercise like 3-4 hours before you go to sleep, right? So
Absolutely,
your body
yeah.
isn't all jacked up,
God, I used
ready
play-
to go.
I used to play night
No, I
hockey and
sweat.
hockey.
I'm
Yeah,
sweating. I go
sweating,
right
yeah.
into bed.
All right, the two of you are talking at the same time.
I'm
You know what that
sorry.
does?
Cancels everything out. We can't hear you.
Can't hear anything. And most importantly, can't hear Eric.
Can't hear you. Most important thing. Yeah. So.
People don't want to deal with that.
Yes.
So you both spoke at the same time, so I don't know what either of you said. So first, Joe.
Yes. No, I said I used to play hockey, and then afterward you couldn't sleep for like I couldn't get that till 4 o'clock in the morning. So
And
it was
then
horrible.
Autumn says she has night sweats.
Yeah, no, that's
No,
something
no,
different altogether.
That's erotic.
No, that's not what I was saying.
You still have those?
I do have night sweats, though.
Well, are you upset about something? Is something?
No, I'm perimenopausal, yo.
Oh, what is that? Like you're before? It's premenopausal?
Yeah, it's like before, but it's like the beginnings.
It should
of-
be premenopausal because
Wait a minute. Your boyfriend and I are going to have to deal with this over the next few years?
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, they got good medications. And stuff.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. You're doing great.
No problem at all.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Let me talk.
Who needs a uterus? Yank it out. I'm one of the boys.
Let's talk about sports more.
All right. So where are we? So
exercise before bed. You should try to do it in the morning if you can, right, Dr. Joe?
Absolutely. Get your day going. Drink less coffee. Feel better. Increase your adrenaline. Lower your
feel like that was
cortisol.
you're targeting me. I'm sipping on coffee.
I didn't even realize that.
If you
That's
want to
right.
go to sleep, then you obviously you ramp down.
Yes.
Before that.
You want to bring down your cortisol levels. Exactly.
I find even if when I'm laying in bed, if I'm not quite there asleep and I'm going to watch something, I have to watch something that's not going. It's not going to completely bore, but it can't be that. It can't get me
be that interesting.
Can't be that interesting, or okay. Now I got to add another hour.
Yeah, watching a Super Bowl on a Sunday night.
Well, not a
going,
Super Bowl. I mean,
Let's go to bed at 8.
How the hell? When else are you going to watch a Super Bowl if not on a Sunday
But then you can't
night?
sleep. I'm saying you can't sleep after you watch the Super Bowl.
Well, that's when you got to take the pills.
There you go. That's why. Better living through chemistry.
Super
There you
Bowl
go.
pills,
Right.
I call
Super
them.
Bowl
Me
pills.
too.
Dr. Joe's
What
Super
kind
Bowl.
of pills are they?
They'll be on my website next week.
Supolba.
Sometimes you need a little help.
Do not take Sepulba if you're on fire.
Or if you're allergic to Sepulba.
Yeah, I didn't know
If
you
you're
were.
allergic to Sepulba, don't take it.
That's
Consult
my
your doctor
favorite one.
before you
I
take
love
Sepulba.
that. Yes.
That's my
I
favorite.
have to consult my doctor. It's a prescription.
Well, I've been taking it and swelling up, so I better get it checked.
So do you have nightmares and stuff when you have the night sweats?
No, it's nothing like that. You just wake up and you're sweaty, like behind your knees, dripping. It's horrible.
Turn your AC on.
I was.
No, dude, it's not that. It's just you sweat.
Eat
it's
some
not
tofu.
That. I'm not hot.
Tofu for dinner.
I was having the.
I take black cohosh.
Oh, black cohosh is good.
Yeah.
I was
Thank you.
waking up. I noticed that like my back was like all sweaty, and then I realized it was the heating pad. Damn, so that was an easy. It was an easy fix.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's true, by the way. There was like a half a second. We're like, why? Oh, that's why.
Oh,
of course.
there you go.
Oh God, am I sick?
I've had. You know what? I've had to stop. I've made myself stop using the heating pad so much because I feel like I don't know. There's got to be cancer in there after a while.
Well, all electrical field
Cancer
around
in
your
where?
spine.
I
It's
don't
like-
know. It's like putting an electrical field right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. Right
was
next to your
doing it-
genitals
I was
there,
doing
you know?
it. I was doing it like every night for a while.
That's bad.
What for?
I just gotta get lower back pains.
A hot pack would work better, like a warm pack or something. That would work better than an
And
electric
alternate
heat
with
pad.
ice.
Oh yeah,
There you go,
all
yeah.
night long.
And also,
yeah.
then
I'm gonna-
exercise and drink coffee before you go to
I'll
sleep.
get a
That's right.
good
You got to do
sleep.
more work before you can't just put the heating pad on. You got to lower your cortisol levels.
I realized I was crutching out on the heating pad.
Crutching
And in reality, I think it's another thing, just like too much aspirin or Tylenol, whatever. Like I think that my body, like if I don't use it, I don't feel like I need it. But if I use the heating pad, I feel
Right.
like I need it every night.
Yeah, it's going to be more effective when you do need it too.
Yeah.
So get used to it.
Probably when I do need it, I probably should go to the hospital.
That's true.
'Cause
If only you knew somebody who knew how to fix backs.
do you feel
know?
good about putting that? I mean, I know it's got to be, but putting that electric field up on your body
Very
all night,
bad.
every
Very
night,
bad.
that's got to have some kind of.
That's why you don't
I
sleep
mean,
with-
I'm no, what was her name? Erin Brockovich, but that's got to have some kind of.
They say that
effect
ice is
on
better.
you.
Ice is better
Ice
than
is
putting
better.
heat.
Yeah, that's a great way to go a good night's sleep is having
used to
ice
it.
on your back.
You get used
and
to
then,
it.
And then
You
waking
get
up,
used to
waking
it.
up. Talk about waking up in a pool of water.
How did the Alaskans did it? They
All right,
fell
Dr.
asleep on
Joe.
ice.
No back pain on them.
Dr. Joe, thank you for coming. in.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. I'm ignoring everyone now because I'm going to give stuff away. 2 tickets to see Bryan Adams on Thursday, November 6th at Gas South Arena. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Alex Williams says there is a crash on 75 in Marietta.
Yeah, this crash involves a motorcycle. Motorcycle was down in the left lane. They just blocked all lanes, got the motorcycle to the right shoulder, but fire department still holding the right lane, 75 north before Highway 5, exit 267. That's adding to the delays through Marietta. Elsewhere, 75 southbound slows out of Marietta down to 285 due to that crash on 285 south near Cobb Parkway, now off to the right. Jammed up in Gwinnett, 85 southbound into Duluth, leaving 316 down to this stalled Big grade gets spin in 2 left center lanes before Beaver Ruin Road, exit number 102. How are things looking through downtown, Andrew Seco?
Northbound moving a lot smoother than we've seen most of the afternoon. Southbound still really tough. Seeing delays spilling onto 485 proper, slowing and going all the way down through the downtown connector, finally letting go once you get towards I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Your neighbors won't say what they're thinking, but I will. Your siding is hideous. Dave Baker here for the only siding company I recommend, Nelson Exteriors. Your ugly siding is faded, warped, cracked, rotting, and just falling apart. Nelson will properly install beautiful new siding with unmatched quality and craftsmanship so it lasts and lasts. They're licensed, insured, and a James Hardy Elite Preferred Contractor. Count on Nelson for an extraordinary renovation. Google Nelson Exteriors.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 62225. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
With thousands of 5-star reviews, it's no wonder CertaPro Painters is Greater Atlanta's most preferred painting company. Hear from one of their happy customers.
We wanted to add some color to our walls, so we hired CertaPro. We had built-in shelves that were supposed to be ready to paint when they got there, which they were not. CertaPro spent hours caulking and sanding to make sure the job was done right. It's rare to find a crew with integrity who really take pride in their work.
When choosing a painting professional, choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story, Atlanta's police chief says judges need to do their part in the fight against crime. Chief Darren Shearbaum says criminals with lengthy arrest records keep getting out on bond.
This is highly concerning. Individuals that have already shown that their proclivity is toward violence and harming individuals, this should have been a red flag for a judge.
He cites examples with suspects who have been arrested more than 24 times. Shearbaum's comments come as the city releases its latest crime stats, which show murder down 23% in Atlanta the first 4 months of 2025 compared to the same time last year. Vehicle theft down over 40%. Rape is up 24%. It is 73 degrees in Atlanta. Another day of spotty showers and storms tomorrow. When does it dry out and heat up? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. DeKalb County Police are searching for a killer. WSB's Graham Carroll reports a teenager is dead after an argument leads to a shooting at a gas station in Lithonia.
DeKalb police responding to calls of a person shot arrive at the Shell gas station on Hillendale Drive to find there are 2 injured male teens, one of them fatally. The deceased victim is 17 years old. An 18-year-old was wounded and is being treated at a nearby hospital.
Police are searching for a third person who was involved. Gwinnett County Police identify a murder suspect they're looking for. 39-year-old Frederick Taylor of Lawrenceville is wanted in the killing of 35-year-old Tiffany Trim of Snellville 2 weeks ago at a home on Hillsborough Drive. A child in the home called 911 to say there was a fight between a man and a woman. The kids in the home were not harmed and were not related to the victim or suspect. Lifetime bans are lifted for two of the biggest names in baseball.
It was 35 years ago when then MLB Commissioner Bart Giamatti banned Pete Rose for life, who was accused of gambling on the Cincinnati Reds while he was the manager.
Mr. Rose has accepted baseball's ultimate sanction, which is lifetime ineligibility.
But current Commissioner Rob Manfred says he is reinstating both Rose, the game's all-time hits leader, and shoeless Joe Jackson. He was among the 8 Black Sox banned for throwing the 1919 World Series. The change now makes them both eligible for baseball's Hall of Fame. Matt Piper, CBS News.
WSB Scam Alert. Johns Creek police warn about a scheme that ends with an elderly woman losing almost $50,000. She was doing a crossword puzzle online when a pop-up ad told her there was a problem and she needed to call a number. The person on the other line claimed to be with Bank of America and told her she had too much money in her account and needed to transfer over $47,000 to a Bitcoin machine. President Trump announces today he is lifting sanctions on Syria.
My administration has already taken the first steps toward restoring normal relations between the United States and Syria for the first time in more than a decade.
The president speaking in Saudi Arabia, the first stop on his 4-day trip to the Middle East. The focus of the trip is U.S. investments. A new poll shows where most Americans get their financial advice.
The Gallup survey finds 43% of adults turn to friends and family. 41% ask financial advisors or planners. The next most popular resources are financial websites at 36% and banks and credit unions at 32%.
CBS's Michael Wallace reports younger adults are most likely to rely on friends and family, while seniors prefer financial advisors. Spirit Airlines is announcing a new premium option for its travelers. It'll include extra legroom seating and 2 free checked bags for card holders. The new seats will be installed in June and roll out across the majority of Spirit's fleet by July. The 2 free checked bags policy begins later this year. The city of Winder wins the award for the best tasting tap water in Georgia.
We competed against other cities from the National Georgia Association of Water Professionals, and we came out on top.
Winder Mayor Jimmy Terrell says the city's water will now compete in the American Waterworks Association's national competition this June in Denver, Colorado. It is 6:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Still watching this crash in Marietta, 75 northbound, just before Highway 5 exit 267. It is still in the right lane, keeping the ride slow back through Marietta. You don't need a big alternate right now, again, as though just that right lane is blocked. Elsewhere, if you're traveling into downtown, we've got a crash 85 southbound at North Druid Hills Road, exit number 89. Right now, they're holding all lanes. We're trying to get better eyes on this one to see if it's going to stay that way or if they're going to try to get it off to the right. But that's not the only trouble on I-85. We also got it in Gwinnett County, Andrew Seco.
That we do. We're blocking several left lanes, trying to get this big rig off to the shoulder. Travel advisory with these delays all the way back towards Highway 316, 85 south. We're at Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102. Do yourself a favor, avoid the area. Hop on Buford Highway, save you just a little bit of time. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with a few scattered rain showers and thunderstorms rumbling through. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with pop-up showers and thunderstorms, high 81. Thursday, drying out and heating up. Partly cloudy, high 87. Friday, a mix of sun and clouds, high 89. Rain showers and thunderstorms return this weekend.
Storm Tracker radar shows some heavy rain right now in eastern DeKalb County. It is moving into Gwinnett and Rockdale counties at this hour. 74 in Fayetteville, 74 in Dunwoody. It's 73 in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Have you gotten your grilling preparations and fixins for Memorial Day? It's coming up. I've got mine from Omaha Steaks, and you should too, because during the Memorial Day sale, you get 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. And listen, you're going to get an extra $35 off with promo code ERIC, E-R-I-C-K, at checkout. Just look for the promo code box, put in my name, Eric. You'll get $35 off and already 50% off site-wide. So I loaded up on hamburgers and the gourmet jumbo franks. Of course, my wife loves the caramel apple tartlets. But go load up your cart with deliciousness. Whatever you want, 50% off site-wide at Omaha Steaks for Memorial Day. It is deliciousness delivered to your door. I've already got my order in. I did save you guys some food, so go check it out. OmahaSteaks.com, 50% off site-wide. The Memorial Day sale happening right now. Use promo code ERICK, E-R-I-C-K, at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply.
Get back on your feet, medical bills paid, and your case resolved. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Attention seniors, do you want more personalized healthcare with more one-on-one time with your doctor? Then join us at the grand opening of CenterWell Swanee. CenterWell offers senior-focused primary care that's centered on you. Celebrate with us on Wednesday, May 14th, near the Walmart off Interstate 85 here in Swanee, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Enjoy food, music, and more at this free community event. Plus, tour the new doctor's office and meet the care team. For details, visit CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com.
Well, I bet it is safe to say you are sick and tired of home services companies that don't show up on time, don't get it right, ghost you then when you need them later. Hey, it's Chris Chandler. I don't have to worry about any of that because I only trust TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. TE Certified is a well-oiled machine with the highest level of communication and follow-up. They're on time, friendly, and fully stocked.
TE Certified, we love your home.
So many things, such little time, but we'll try to fit everything we can into this final 20-some-odd minutes of the show. Congratulations to Kendall Mundy of Bishop, Georgia. Won 2 tickets to see Bryan Adams on Thursday, November 6th at Gas South Arena. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. We haven't really... I promise What's the Buzz. We haven't gotten to it yet. There are also a couple other things going on. Since we've been on the air, so I guess Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson are now available. They're
not banned anymore.
They're eligible. They're eligible is the word I'm looking for the Hall of Fame. I guess it was the entire White Sox team who were banned.
1919.
So it's all of them.
Yep.
That are now eligible. I don't know anything about Shoeless Joe other than the fact that he was a baseball player and he was famous and he didn't wear shoes and he helped rig a World Series. That's all. I don't know.
Shoes, you would have been that much better.
Possibly, but maybe he was so broke he couldn't afford shoes, and that's why he helped rig that World Series. So I have no idea if he was a Hall of Fame candidate. I don't know how good he was. He's famous because he's Shoeless Joe. But also Pete Rose.
I kind of hate what they did with that. The fact that they waited till he's passed on.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have bet on his own team.
Yeah, but he bet on his own team to win.
That's what he says. Do we have all the receipts from that? I mean, do we know that for a fact?
I'm pretty sure we're...
See, we live in a different time now, and now was the time. And maybe, he just died a couple of years ago, so maybe it was. Now gambling is the reason for, they sponsor everything now in sports.
Yeah.
It's a different time. But before that time... for the integrity of the game, you did not want anybody thinking that anyone was throwing games or this is what ruined boxing. Boxing used to be wildly popular in America. Strangely enough, horse racing too. Horse racing, boxing, and then baseball.
His managerial mishaps should not have prevented him from him as a player making it into the Hall of Fame. That was always my issue.
Keith Hernandez and most of the 86 Mets were cokeheads, snorting their way through the entire season and winning the World Series, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but was he busted for it? Or did he go to jail
they
for
all
it?
They got in trouble for it, yeah.
Okay. So they found him. I mean, there was a scandal. Did he have to sit games and things like that?
I don't know about that. But Pete Rose, it was
gambling used to be a big deal. You didn't want. I was just reminded. This was something I saw the other day. There was a Super Bowl. So one of the Super Bowls when in the '90s was a show called Vegas.
Yeah.
On whatever network had the Super Bowl.
You mean Robert
Urich?
Yeah, Robert Urich.
The NFL demanded that I think it was NBC, whichever it was on. Let's say it was NBC, whatever network it was on. The NFL demanded that they not run commercials for the series Vegas during the Super Bowl That's how like allergic to gambling before. I know it's hard to believe now the way that
it's everywhere
It's
now.
everywhere, and they encourage it.
Every commercial break's got at least 2 gambling ads.
I mean, it's FanDuel or King Fans or whatever the other one is. They're usually the pre-shows or, they sponsor everything. So it's a different time now. So it does seem harsh. And Pete Rose obviously would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
As a player alone.
Wait a minute, did he do it did he just turn around and become a manager immediately?
He was a player manager before he officially stopped playing and was just a manager.
So all of this went down before. So, yeah, he had not actually retired from the game at all, let alone 5 years. But he was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely, the most hits ever.
In a game at a time, the game is still, I think it's considered the most difficult Hall of Fame to get into. At the time, it certainly was. And to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Also, Cincinnati Reds were my first favorite team because it's the first sports thing that I ever paid attention to was 1972 World Series, Reds versus the A's, because my dad was into the Reds, and that set me up for my life because I thought, well, my dad's rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. There's no way they could. I wasn't aware of the fact that you could actually lose.
Right. That was the big red machine, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I think the next year they went and
They beat
won.
the A's twice. I think they beat the Red Sox and then the Yankees.
But they lost that one, that year in 72.
Well, then,
they lost
if
to
they
the
lost
A's.
in 72, then they won 3.
Yeah. So it means something to me because it set me up to be a Bills fan and always be let down at the end of the year. My very first, a young 7-year-old Eric Von Hessler learning his lesson, probably 8 years old. But Pete Rose was an unbelievable baseball player. But also, the point I'm trying to make is now the way gambling is so associated with the major leagues, it's kind of hard to believe that the guy had to die. I think he always knew he was going to get into the Hall of Fame after he was dead. I think that was something that was known. But it was not only an honor, but they were stripping him of potential income by doing that, and they made a point. I don't think they've had many other gambling problems since then.
Well, they haven't.
I mean, it's like we did it to this guy who's one of the greatest baseball players of his era, certainly. I don't know. I'm not a baseball aficionado, maybe of all time. But here's the one thing about Pete Rose. He was Charlie Hustle because he would one of the reasons he got that name was because he would run so fast to that first base that his helmet would fly off. Then they found out years later he was wearing a helmet that was like 2 sizes too large because it was part of the show. But
yeah, he was a hot dog.
Yeah, exactly.
But I always thought he should be in, and I think that the steroid era guys should be in too, especially Barry Bonds because he hit a lot of home runs before he was taking steroids. And Clemens is the first pitcher to throw 20 strikeouts in one game.
I don't know.
You have to.
How Barry Bonds is not allowed in, and his record is considered an official record. It's like, how can you not have the person with the most home runs not in your Hall of Fame? Now, what you could do is you could go to that steroid era and say, those runs don't count.
Or put an asterisk.
You could do an asterisk, but if you say those runs don't count, then you're not in this weird situation where you're still saying officially he's the home run king, but he's not in the Hall of Fame. If he's the home run king, because all of those are considered official home runs and they count, then he should be in the Hall of Fame. They should have done it a different way. They should have taken certain runs away from him. But then how do you do that without saying, oh, we have to go back, Minnesota actually won that game, right? So it's hard to do that, I guess. But the Barry Bonds thing makes no sense. Remember when he broke Aaron's record and they had Hank Aaron on video to congratulate, like not there. And Hank Aaron was still relatively healthy at the time. He could have been, if it was somebody that baseball respected, Hank would have been on a tour for a couple of weeks to make sure he was in the stadium when it happened. But as it was, they had him pre-tape a video thing and he went up on the video board. The whole thing's been handled very, very strange. But I think that this is a message to Barry Bonds. You're not going to see it, but your family will. You're going to be there, just like Pete Rose is there. But we're not going to give this to you in your lifetime in order to try to, steroids has been a lot harder than gambling.
The more distance that we put away from the steroid era, the more at least I feel I'm like, you know what? There were so many players that were juicing.
They saved baseball after that strike.
They did. And there were so many players. I remember that.
And John Rocker told me that Faye Vincent knew.
Oh, they all knew.
And so, because but the ratings were going up.
I'm sure they
McGuire was sorry, Jared, but McGuire was a toothpick when he came into the league. And when he left,
Well, Barry Bonds' head grew like 3 times the size that it was when he came into the league. I mean, how many hat sizes did Barry Bonds have to get larger and larger as his career went on?
Even there were some players that were not as noteworthy as like the McGuires, the Bonds, that you could tell when you looked at them, their entire physique changed.
Edgar Martinez.
All right, so what's the things this isn't just us. Autumn, if you have something to say to contribute.
Oh gosh, thank you.
She's not a big believer in the steroid era.
I mean, you're right. I mean, it's been a wild ride. I'll tell you that.
It certainly has. George,
you guys were talking about gambling. The Taliban in Afghanistan, they banned chess because it was a gambling risk.
Well, listen, people are gambling.
Right?
Yes, different cultures, but
we need to go to war with them again.
Yeah,
I want to say
we need the freedom to gamble on chess.
While watching these games on TV, I swear on TBS they say that the lineup card is brought to you by like FanDuel or something like that. I think
it's a different time. Yeah, everything is.
I got to double check that.
Listen, gambling. All major league sports are built on gambling and television rights. It used to be television rights, but now the gambling, it's sickening. I'm sorry, it's sickening that we're trying to convince 18-year-olds, and we know 15-year-olds are figuring out how to do it. We're convincing these kids that they ought to become lifelong gamblers. Some people can handle it. A lot of people can't. And the people who are, first crack rock is free. It's kind of disgusting. Alex Williams says there's a big rig in trouble on 85 in Gwinnett.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Stalled out, Eric, 85 South, right at Beaver Run Road, exit 102. It's a travel advisory right now as they're holding 3 left lanes to try to clear this. Jammed up from Highway 316, Satellite Boulevard, Beaufort Highway, some options to get you around that. And still watching this crash in Marietta. It's in the right lane, 75 northbound just before Highway 5, exit 267. Delays start back around the South 120 loop. Checking the ride around 285, it's Andrew Seco.
Circle in the city, finding the worst of it as you leave Dorville 225 East. That's the inner loop, jammed up. All we see in this towards the later part of the day. You're slow from Beaufort Highway down towards the Stone Mountain Freeway, exit 39. And looking through some jam cams as I'm speaking. Going to be looking for some trouble by the airport. Something jamming you up big time. 285 eastbound, the outer loop, getting past Riverdale Road. That's exit number 60. This is word sponsored by Ameris Bank. At Ameris Bank, they believe in your business, and they see it as their business to help you succeed. Learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news.
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my God, you made my day!
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is tomorrow morning at 8
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
on 95.5 WSB.
Skip the hassle of constant cleaning and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move on your timeline. One of our clients, Tyra, said, thanks to Mark Spain Real Estate, our home had several cash offers within 24 hours of it being on the market, and we closed in less than a month. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com. And start packing.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Our weather can be crazy. Dry for days and drenched with storms, extreme heat to bitter cold, and your roof takes all the abuse. Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. If your roof has problems, it may be showing you signs. Inside, look for wet spots on the ceiling or walls. Outside, check for streaks and stains or granules in the ground. If you find these, think of Findlay first. The perfect match for any roofing issues, and they offer 0% financing. Schedule your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com. Roof.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
All right, come on. Am I going to have to look at this still shot of Diddy in a towel in a hallway until this damn trial's over? Every time I look up, Diddy in a towel in the hallway.
He likes oil.
What? Wait, one at a time. What?
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. You're not interested in looking at that?
Well, I keep seeing it over and over and over again. If you're enjoying it, then I'm glad. I hope the trial goes on for weeks and weeks and weeks.
So I don't know. I don't know what it is.
His lawyer put out that, hey, you know what? It's okay to like baby oil. It's perfectly fine.
You know, the baby oil thing, the story that I read, the baby oil should not be the thing you're taking from it. The male dancer or whatever, yesterday, woo!
What did he say?
I'm governed by the SEC, and I'm not smart enough to figure out.
Clean it up.
But it's that word. It's that word that's used a lot. Was it when you're watching somebody do it with your loved one?
Cuckold?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean really, really, really bizarre stuff.
Okay.
Awesome.
Really bizarre. Oh,
Well, now I'm interested. So I saw something about someone said something yesterday, but I didn't care because it's like, I don't want to care too much about P. Diddy. But then now if it's like something weird,
it's freaky.
Now I'm
it's
interested.
freaky and it's and basically I think that the entire defense is, yeah, he did, like you said, it's baby oil, whatever. It's like the defense is, yeah, it's weird, it's freaky, but it was all consensual. That's their defense. Is it was all consensual. And again, I gotta say,
consensual if people are drugged.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this male dancer, he did this for he did it a lot of times, over and over and over again. There is this weird thing to me when these things come up where people engage in things over and over and over again, and there might be a little more here than meets the eye. I don't know, in the sense that these two seem to have one of these relationships that was very. It's the word I'm looking for. Combative. Yeah, on both sides. But we'll see. I mean, yeah, once you start throwing drugs around and people get drugged up, and the male dancer does say one time he was drugged, but he was on call. And every time he was called, he showed up. And now he's part of the prosecution. There's a lot here. And we may find out absolutely. I mean, once we get into the trafficking stuff and whatever, if that turns out to be true, that's going to be, the slam dunk. But as far as weird sex is not against the law as long as it's consensual, but we'll find out as the thing goes on. I just don't want to see him in the hallway anymore. Find him on the MTV Video Awards or something.
What was your headline you were going to finish with?
Oh, my favorite headline of the day. It's too late, but the Chiefs superfan, Chiefsaholic, sentenced to 32 years in Oklahoma prison. That was as a Bills fan, that's my favorite headline of the day.
It's got to go to Chiefs Head.
All right, that music telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. We do what we're told. Shelley Winters up next. He's got a great radio show for you. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us, but until then, continue